much really has to said in the
I
third one.
Bio
It's
Broly.
mostly just two fights. One fight.
I didn't do the Brawler Brawl. I did the first two. I skipped. I didn't do the Bio.
How dare you do
No,
that?
not Bio Broly. I'm talking about
Fuck Bio Broly.
the other one. I'm talking about
nobody knows.
Broly.
Don't
Return to
remember
Broly.
that.
Broly.
The second one where he fights Gohan.
Yeah. Gohan. For the most of part. He also fights Goten and Trunks for a small. I mean, Gohan doesn't really fight him either. He's kind of just like getting overpowered and then.
God, it's fucking Broly.
Yeah, and he and like the funny thing is,
thank God. It's over. Just comes out like.
And then that was awesome.
Starts
My favorite part about that was Krillin though being like, I always want to try this out. Just like, oh my God, you just fucking triggered Gohan so hard.
Sitting there just pretending to be Piccolo. That was fucking great.
Saving fucking Gohan the last second, doing something the Krillin could do, which is picking him up from the lava. Why did Gohan stop in the lava? I don't know. I guess he was exhausted.
He didn't have the energy left, I would assume, yeah.
Yet he had enough to launch a full power Kamehameha wave. But
The family.
Shenron was doing stuff.
Hey, Shenron was, hey, the dragon was in the presence. Okay, they were in the presence of the mighty dragon.
Shenron doing his weird thing where he's not actually asked the wish, but he still grants it. I was like, I know what they want.
That's kind of a Shenron thing. I mean, even the narrator at the end, though, says, truthfully, Shenron might not have granted a wish.
It doesn't really matter to them.
Hallucinated it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but at least he said, like, you know what? It might have just been a hallucination. Doesn't
But
really
they don't really
matter.
care because they get to saw their father once again. Because
Yeah,
that was in like
exactly.
the 4 or 5 year stretch after Goku's death of Cell by Cell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suicide by Cell.
And honestly, it could have been Goku just sitting there with King Kai and say, "Hey, King Kai, give me a second, right? Just let me go down there for 1 second." All right, good.
Proven he could come back.
There's so many ways he could have just showed up.
Well, he could just instant transmission to Earth while he's dead, because that's what he did with Cell.
Yeah.
He wasn't alive at that point. He came back after he died. Like, what the hell?
He gets 2 goes in it.
Yeah, man. Hey. And they say if you die when you're dead, it's permanent. It's like, well, what's really
I don't
permanent?
actually. They've never
You're telling-
shown.
No,
It's
they
like-
say it, so you don't see
I
it
don't-
happen.
I don't
They
even think
say
they-
it's true.
I don't know. Because it's just like.
Well, you
I
can't
always
take
thought.
this
I remember they didn't even talk about it in Super with Frieza. So it was just like, alright, so what could fucking happen? That was so fucking. Ugh.
Well, the Frieza thing, like, if Frieza died at that point.
We don't.
Universe
Who
kinda
has
in a
died
race.
while being dead? Okay.
No one's died.
Yeah,
No one's
exactly.
died when being dead.
Exactly. So we have no clue.
Jamemba was a demon, so he was alive. Because he's a demon from the planet. So when he died, he became dead, but they recontained him.
Mhm.
Fuck.
He was
I
also
think
weak,
there's
so-
one case.
Movie,
Maybe.
and that's not canon, so don't forget that too. Baby was GT, that's technically not canon.
I don't know. That's just never going to be a good answer. All right. Because there's never. I was hoping to find like a specific thing that was like, oh well, this person died and he never showed up again. They're like, oh my god, he's dead for permanently. He's dead.
Yeah,
he's
no.
dead.
Again, that has not happened.
He went to other world.
He went to greater
Oh.
underworld.
Oh, let's not.
It's
go
just
down that
farther
route.
away. It's
That
the
is
same
a-
thing. It's keep kicking the ball down the road.
It's just that's a very dark rabbit hole. We don't want to go anywhere near. Okay, let's be honest here. Okay.
And it has heaven, and hell in it.
Oh, I gotta
You
go buy that one.
judged for a second time by a second King Yama.
Well, there
Oh,
goes
yeah.
all my extracts there. Shade.
You spilled it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I spilled it on my tray, which I keep all my paints in, so I didn't notice. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not mad. I'm just slightly infuriated.
One of the more useful shades. Now it's shading my tray.
Now it's on a big lump on my tray, and I'm too lazy to clean it.
All right. I'm gonna clear my throat for a second. Okay.
Okay.
So, Broly movies. Watched 3. Threw in an extra credit one. Doesn't really matter. It's like 40 minutes or something if you want to watch it. It was the second Broly movie.
It was the second original non-canon Broly movie.
Oh,
Yeah, remember, we're talking about
Hey.
canon and non-canon Broly.
I don't care about canonicity.
Hey, I'm just being, it's being true to the statement, man. Like, we are, there's some that are canon and some that are not now. That is the reality of it.
Canonicity doesn't matter anymore.
Super is, not really.
If I had my way, I'd call Super uncanon.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yeah, you can. It's called headcanon.
Yeah, it's headcanon, but it's not the actual canonicity.
It doesn't matter. We've been over this.
Well, I know it, but I'm just saying I'm making the argument. God damn it! Okay, it's a very important argument that needs to be made.
I can argue that Primaris Marines don't exist.
Yeah, we can also, pretend that the Chimera Ant arc never happened in Hunter x Hunter.
It was an
Doesn't
okay
make it
arc.
happen.
You shush.
It's as long as the rest of the show
Combined, and it was complete dog shit.
Okay, so here's.
We'll argue about that when it comes.
Yeah.
That will never
My next
come.
turn.
We've worked over the Shadow. We worked over this. It doesn't work out good. It's very
It doesn't.
awkward.
It really doesn't. Either that or
It's
Yu
very
Yu
awkward.
Hakusho. Neither
Both
works
are very
well.
Awkward. Yeah, I know. Trust me. We already had this conversation about how awkward they work out here. We know. Okay.
That's why
They're
it's
both
going to be
very
the
awkward.
3-month and then break. Like we did last time.
Hmm.
With Poison's Ruby. Where we took 3 months to watch Ruby for some reason.
Well, we still have another
Sure
season
guys
of that
will.
too.
I know! We're still not done.
Yeah. No.
I think that
No.
might be the end of the second arc. I don't know. I'll think about
You
it.
wanted to make it so that people can stop skipping the stuff they start, so it becomes forgotten. You decided to set the president on that.
Hmm?
Yeah.
What?
Make that an okay thing.
What about what?
You made
Skipping
the
the stuff
okay
they
thing to
start?
where it's like, if we start something, we don't finish it on our turns. We can skip it and come back to it later. So we end up with awkward moments where we have, half of the FMA series done and half of,
fine.
5, 6 to Ruby. Yeah, the Brotherhood one's fun. I'm just saying, like that's part of the president's though for the Ruby thing.
I mean, well, Ruby was in progress. And we
Ruby's
we
still
didn't
in
know because
progress.
Ruby's awkward. And then
No,
Poison
Ruby
was
done.
questioning
We
even
knew
if.
that. Poison's like, oh no, because it's a Vic thing, and we know that's
Vic
not
thing I
really the
don't get,
reason.
but I care about Vic.
That doesn't change the show.
You don't care about the fucking show. You're actively like. So
Yeah, that does
our roles
not
on
change
Ruby kind of swapped because it's like I'm thinking better of it, and y'all are like, oh, it's so much
That
fucking worse.
does not- And I actually don't. I liked the other season. I just thought the one season was complete crap.
Yeah.
I said that. It was that one season. We all agreed that one season.
Mhm.
A
It was
shitty
complete
season
fucking
full of
filler. It
just
was walk and talk
exposition.
this season.
Yeah, they had they had a couple of fights, but it
How do
was
you
just
do
an
a whole
exposition dump.
season where you're like, eh?
Yeah, no. It was a season of exposition dumps. And I didn't like that. And I said I didn't like that. And I gave that season a really poor rating because of it.
You also didn't rate the other one very nicely, but
I gave it like a 6 or a
Yeah,
7,
but-
something like that.
I think it was a 6. I think you were
It
super
was a
pissed
6 or
about the other one
7.
at the time.
I was
though.
just kind of pissed about the other season. Like that put such a bad. Like, again, it's such a stupid thing when you do a whole season of exposition.
Of just filler, and it's like great.
No, it doesn't.
It's not
make
even good too. That was the worst
You
part.
can't do an exposition dump and make it good.
Yeah.
When you give out information, it's supposed to be done over time.
Yeah, looking at an
And they were like, and Ruby was like, "Oh shit, we never did any of that. We got to do it all right here."
Well, they did though. It's like they did it as a side thing. They didn't do it in the base show. They had the miniseries, the Tales of something, where they brought up world building and they made a whole show about it. And that didn't go well. So they're like, okay, let's just dump it into a season, and then not have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, no, they really should have left that off into the side
They made
season.
it a fucking mess. You know.
I can't believe a web series is doing better than a multinational company.
In reference to what?
In reference to keeping everyone interested in the story, specifically on Ordinary.
What shows are we speaking about? There are plenty of manga that do a great job of keep people interested that are not made by big mangakus. Like,
Oh, I know.
God
I'm
of
saying
Ice,
like it.
Tower of God is super popular. I don't like it, but it's super popular.
You recommended me Tower of God.
I did. It started off awkward. It gets good, and then I kind of just fell off. It's just, I don't know. It just kind of hit the point, and then they kind of like, they did this thing where they wanted to make force a certain character, like this character has to be the rival. Like this character needs to be his rival because they got history. And they're like, so since this person's not good enough to be the rival, we gotta give him a stupid power to make them his rival now. Because he's just so much stronger. And it's like, so they give her this stupid power to make her his rival. And again, it's a very awkward. Just like, why did she need to be his rival? She was fine with what she was. We didn't need to make her something she wasn't. So, and then it's like, yeah. So, and then they're kind of doing their own version of like Greed Island, kind of. So, I mean, it's different, but it's kind of similar in ways. But
Yeah.
at least it doesn't have the bomber. But again, like the bomber from Greed Island.
It was a villain that was thrown in simply to be a villain
of the Greed Island,
and didn't really have any precedence in the show, and just kind of exist. It was weird.
He only existed in.
It was foreign.
Well, the weird thing, right, is like all these people who were sent to the Greed Island were supposed to be high-powered things. None of them were ever spoken of before or after in the show, really.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this Greed Island so weird. It's like all these super-powered hunters just... Like, first off, they all got killed by Bomber.
You would think one of them would have some Nen or Ren or whatever to stop it.
Even the weakest ones, right, were supposed to be super powerful hunters. None of them were strong. Even accidentally. It was weird. It's like you can't say it's like they're walking into a world of monsters, and then half the monsters by default are weaker than the two kids who barely have any training in Nen.
And there would have had to have been some guys in that group that were like, all right, I'm not going to let this guy get anywhere near me because he's weird. You know? Like,
but just still in general, yeah. It's like, and it's like, okay, well, you still had that one guy.
He touched everybody. He's killed everybody. It's like, ah.
You had that one dude who could remove all the bombs, but he didn't remove anyone's bombs. It's like, what? The bomber can't do the bomb thing to you anymore because you won't let him get near you. Bomber's not fast. The bomber's not strong. The bomber just had a ability that he could use. Because by the time
he was Kimberly, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, that was his power. He was just like, anyone I touch can blow up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
he just wasn't. He just didn't have the personality Kimberly had.
Yeah, no. He was just. He just kind of went the psycho thing. He did the psycho thing where he's like, nah! All of a sudden, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna make such a good explosion.
He didn't have that sadistic, like twisted personality, you know, like when freaking Kimberly's dying and he's like, oh, you're gonna be such a beautiful explosion. Like that whole monologue was great. I wish I could see it. It's like, oh,
I'm so sad I can't see it.
Yeah, so you sick fucking man. But anyways, we're sidetracking a bit. So
the first one I think we all watched was Old Broly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Start off there then. First things first about Old Broly. When you take away Roshi's porn, he gets drunk. That's his only other coping.
Well, I mean, he only has two options. Like, he's just like any adult man nowadays. Let's be honest now.
That's fucking so great.
Porn or drinking beer.
Bulma's just in there. This is what happens when you take away his porn. Just like...
He gets drunk.
So out of it, just... So the movie starts and they're all sitting there and they're having a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. And Vegeta's sitting in the background trying not to get involved. Like,
that was great. Krillin starts singing and you see Vegeta just like, oh,
I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna fucking kill him!
So painful.
And the Goku taking the school interview, half serious, and he's like, I don't know. This is difficult. And then Chi-Chi's like, all right, say this, but I don't believe that. Then lie. Oh, it's like a battle. And I have to trick him into thinking. He starts getting into it. For a second, then he gets bored again.
Well, because then Roshi called him immediately after. That was the thing.
Kid Kai was like, hey, what's going on?
It's an emergency. You gotta go. And Goku's just sitting there talking to himself in the middle of the interview. Like, gotta go.
And then he disappears. He's like, ma'am, is your husband a magician? Just like, yes. Yes, he is.
He's
the greatest magician in the world.
It's gonna be confusing between this and remembering what's the fuck did DBZ abridged.
Oh.
Because this all happened. He was like, I think they put this scene in the actual like anime.
What? Which scene?
Where I'm thinking of someone else. Remember?
I don't think they did the.
No, that was part of the movie. He was like, "Hey, did you get into college?" I don't think so. No.
I don't remember that. I didn't. Yeah, I was kind of about that one.
Remember? I mean, that wasn't in this movie. I don't think it was in the base anime. It might have been something in DBZA.
Okay. Movie. So as the interview's happening, fucking the ship lands. He's like, King Vegeta, and everyone kneels down, and Vegeta just looks off, and he's all pissed. He's like, they start smirking slowly because he's all happy. He's like, yeah, I'm getting worshipped again.
Finally, someone who understands my greatness.
It's happening again. So I'm fucking pumped.
Too long.
Goku TP's away, and I was like, honestly, if you could teleport, that would only be a plus to letting the kid into your school. Cause what are you gonna do? Say no, and then he's gonna show up. He's like, hey, he said no to my kid.
Well, I mean,
here's an apple.
Javi's, she should have been like, well, he is literally the most impressive magician you've ever seen. Like, what do you mean? Well, now you see him, now you don't. Like, wow. Then she's like, Goku, go grab something at the store and bring it back real quick. Like, what? Get something from our content fridge. Just boop, boop. Just comes back with a steak. Like, how?
It's so fucking good. It would be great.
That would have been perfect.
I love that. That intro was awesome.
That would have been beautiful.
It was so Dragon Ball Z.
Drag.
Z.
That's the drag.
Mhm.
Drag.
It was the dick. That's the fun part of Dragon Ball Z. It's just dicking around. When it's not super serious, it's just like, all right, chilling. There's not much else happening.
Super serious.
So we get to the planet, and the first thing, and one of the first things the guy says, its name is New Vegeta. And I'm like, honestly, when it comes to names, Saiyans and me don't expect much in the naming department. Just
no.
It's always gonna be the same thing. Just don't really expect much else out of the names.
The world is named Bardock.
What? After a low-class Saiyan that no one knew about.
It was a terrible.
All right.
Amazing.
Low-class Saiyan who literally his whole life was like, I just literally went and died.
Drunk Roshi. They start getting on the ship, and Drunk Roshi was all like, is trying to stop Vegeta from going. He's like, no, Vegeta, don't go! He's just fucking going, pulling everyone else on the ship. It's just
Your Roshi actually could pass for a Bill Cosby here and there.
Well, yeah, it depends on the fucking. It depends on how recently I've heard Roshi.
Beat a boppity.
No, that
sounds like.
Now it sounds like Roshi. Okay, so that's what I said. It's like sounds like Roshi trying to do a Bill Cosby impression then. Which would be honestly, they might get along decently, but Roshi doesn't go that far. So they have one slight commonality, but Roshi is more of a moral person. That's the thing that no one never talks about. They always say like, "Oh yeah," and then Roshi's the pervert and the molester and the rada. It's like, yeah, but he could be so much worse. Like, I get it, but he always lets the girl beat the shit out of him if he doesn't. That's his thing. He could just puff up his aura and never, and like force it, but he doesn't.
I mean, does he need to puff up his aura? He could just kind of walk up and throw any mortal woman to the ground.
Yeah,
Like,
and he doesn't. He stays in his old man form. He doesn't power up any and just lets them beat the shit out of him.
What do you mean to a mortal woman? You really think a mortal woman would stand a prayer against old man Roshi?
No, I'm talking about when Roshi's like, he doesn't. I'm not talking about like if Roshi actually. I'm saying that Roshi doesn't, and whenever he does get a little bit grabby, he just lets them beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
because he earned it. He knows he deserves it. It's always the thing that they never talk about. It's like he could be, if he was like that, he would be a lot worse if he actually was like that. Krillin punches. Yeah. Drunk Roshi trying to stop Vegeta from. We get to see what long distance engine transmission is like during this. Right away, he fucking it's like running through like when. I'm assuming it's just he goes into a different dimension. And he takes for every one like step he takes, he goes X distance or something. I don't know. But for long distance, it's like he's sprinting across an entire galaxy almost. It's fucking weird. Yeah. Vegeta, the moment he sees Broly, starts ordering around. He's like, "My son is yours to command." All right, then let's go take care of this. Come on, Broly. And Broly just immediately like, "All right, I guess I'm going." Because I'm following Vegeta. Yeah, let's go, Vegeta. Let's go to that planet.
Power fantasy he's been trying for so long. You know, like he's been going for it, trying to do it for so long. He finally got it in this movie. So it was nice.
Goku's chasing after the Broly remnants, and he's like, "All right, can't find him." Shows up.
This planet's fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we go to the next one. Shows up to Vegeta's planet. He's like, "Hey, Vegeta. What are you doing?"
No, he shows up and Krillin punches him in the face as he shows up. He's like, "Jesus, what the fuck?"
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really. Goku shouldn't be surprised by how often he just kind of pops in front of people.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things you need to expect if you instant transmission. It's like, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
There could be a rock flying at me.
It's not that you don't know where you're going. It's they don't know you're going there. It's like you just appear in front of them.
Well, you don't know what's going on where you're going. You only know who's there, pretty much.
You only know a person who's there.
Yeah.
Broly's father is controlling them with a device. It's like a hyper-tech device that's wrapped around his hand. It's a little armband.
It's magic.
Yep.
Made by a weird squid man.
It
alien.
Works fine. Broly's just too strong, man.
Yep. That's one of the annoying things is Pigless? Whatever. He just he goes, "Well, fix it. Why not just say, all right, if it's too strong, upgrade it?"
Yeah.
It's like, why just upgrade it then? Say like upgrade it. Don't say fix it, say upgrade it, and then you see what happens then. He's like, I mean, I guess I could increase the power. Yeah, do it. Broly's father's the people in the Saiyan maternity ward were comparing power levels of the infants. Ended up giving it to Goku because of Spirit. That's great. They look at Broly and they're like, "Holy crap, look at that power level. 10,000, wow! What a fighter." Yeah, but that Kakarot kid.
Man, that's impressive ass too, though. God. It's going to be just like his father. He's
weak.
Warrior
but look at that. Science. Look at that Spirit. He's making the other one cry.
Yeah, he's intimidation.
He's going to have such a brilliant scientist when he grows up.
I just like how they gave it to out of the power levels in the maternity ward. They're like, yeah, he's got the Saiyan Spirit. Keep dying. Even if you're surrounded by overpowering force, just keep on screaming and shouting until you eventually bring the other person down.
You will eventually make them break mentally.
Break him down to your level.
That's just such a great. It's like that's why I like this Broly, is because of the outrageousness of the backstory. It's like again, Dragon Ball Z isn't about taking itself serious. It does, and it's okay when it does that. But a lot of the time, it is about the stupid shit they do. Like how, for example, at one point, they spend an episode of Goku and Piccolo driving cars, and you realize both suck at driving because they learned they can fly everywhere, so they never drive.
Well, why would you want to drive somewhere when you can fly? Like,
exactly.
So they suck at driving, and it's hysterical. You know?
And that's why Videl probably try as Gohan.
You know what the funniest thing about that would be? When I was a kid, I read this. It basically is, if humans could fly, it would be seen as exercise, and a lot of people wouldn't do it.
It depends on which way it is. If we had to flap our arms, yeah, I wouldn't fucking fly.
I would fly. Fuck you.
If I had to flap my fucking arms to lift off, hell no.
No.
Yeah.
You'd get bored of that, dude. It'd become tedious.
It'd be exhausting.
Yeah.
You would go like 10 feet and drop dead.
Well, even if you like get used to it and you'd get accustomed to it, like
you still wouldn't be able to go very far. You're a fucking 200-pound human being, I'm assuming.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, in general, like you'd still drive just because driving you wouldn't have to exert yourself.
It's faster and and more convenient.
I'd fly.
Now, in the case of Dragon Ball, you use your ki and your energy to lift you off and fly, and then you create a ki barrier around you so you don't get any of the wind stuff in your face. So you get like you create a ki shield around your face so you don't get any of it, wind and bugs and shit, which is hilarious. Because in the episode where Videl learns how to fly and is trying to catch up with the other guys like Tien and Gohan and Krillin, she's like, "Hey guys, wait up!" And they're like, "What? What's wrong? Keep up!" And she's like, "No, I can't. Shit keeps flying in my face. I can't keep up with you guys because I can't see because I'm going so fast that the wind is hitting my eyes." It's like, oh, because she doesn't have her ki power up, so she doesn't have a barrier that's so fucking good. And everyone's just stronger. It's great. Gotta have more of that. Roshi doesn't fly very often. He doesn't super. That's when he flies. Yeah.
Yeah, but super, he's a steroid monster who can defeat a god.
Well, no, that's Roshi's big buff form. He has that everywhere. He even does that in this, too. Where he runs into Broly and he's like, I got this one!
No, he does. He does do that in this movie. And I was kind of thinking, like, wow. I'm like, I don't remember him doing it in the show, but it's been so long, I can't remember. But it's like, huh. I'm like, if this is where it was introduced, like, that's another thing. Super Soul.
No, that was from the original Dragon Ball. That Roshi does that every time he uses his ki, like when he pumps up to do a Kamehameha for the first time.
Does he? Oh,
that's what he does. Yeah, he buffs up. Okay. That's his actual fighting pose.
I was about to say, like, that's another thing they stole from something they declared non-canon. It just shows how big of a hypocrite they are. Like, they stole so much shit that is... Oh, no, they stole Broly twice. First time was Kale.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that abomination.
Yeah, they did Kale, and then nobody liked it. So they're like, now let's do Broly.
SJWs liked it, but the SJWs didn't watch the show.
So. Well, SJWs never watch the shows they complain about. That's the issue. They don't ever watch the shows. They just complain to complain because they're SJWs, and that's what the far left does. Only good thing they've done is they got the creator of SAO to realize he's a sexist pig and he's a horrible writer.
Okay, SAO's writer was not good. You admit that.
Oh, I did. I just said he's not a good writer.
Bad characters.
No,
he wrote really bad characters.
No, I agree. And I said the one good thing the SJWs did is they made him realize that. And now he's like, okay, I see. I need to write better characters. I just can't surround Kirito with a bunch of cute women and have them every 2 episodes saying, please save me.
Why not?
And then he turned around and he's like, well, the really funny one is the tentacle rape scene in the first season during the Elf arc. And Asuna gets tentacle raped. And he's like, he kind of, after hearing the voice actors having to act it out, he's like, he did like a full apology to the voice actors. And he's like, oh my God, that was so bad. He's like, no person should have to sit there and do that. Because it was like a 20-second thing of her getting tentacle raped. So awkward.
In virtual reality, while the guy's just creeping over her body.
Oh, like, dude, the eye licking stuff. Oh,
yeah, that was creepy.
It's like, again, it's like you want to make a guy a bad guy, fine. But don't make him that cringy where the first time you meet him, he's sitting there like sniffing her hair. Like,
it's like a girl in a coma
coming from it, like literally having an orgasm. You know, then he sees, and the first time you see him with Asuna, he's like licking her cheek. You know, it's like, it's
hey
so
man,
cringy.
People think it's really, people think SAO was good. They still do.
Hey,
no, that was the second season. I know
people think SAO is good. They still do.
Only 11 episodes, sir.
No, only
Aincrad was only 11 episodes. It wasn't a full season. Alpine was a part of the first season.
I don't consider it.
Well,
I don't think anyone does.
Everyone does because that's the reality of it.
Just because it did within
Is it a good thing? No, it doesn't suck. Yes, but that's the reality of it.
In the first Broly movie, the fight starts at 35, where King Vegeta ordered Broly's execution. And they give the whole backstory of I think it was Piglet is telling Vegeta, I think. Yeah. And that where he's like, "Oh, this is what you did to my. This is what your father did.
Kind of like
this is why I want you to die.
Pay for your crimes."
Yes. Yeah, and he's like, fucking Broly gets stabbed, and he's as an infant. He gets stabbed with a knife hard too. Like, it isn't a little. It's just like a bah, full on. And then just throw the baby aside.
He himself by a magical key barrier that's able to withstand a full-powered attack from Frieza that destroyed the entire race.
You know, he was mostly floating away, I think, by that time.
And float through
I think the Berserker side. I think the Berserker part of Broly woke up and just like, all right, power flood, protect, and then just lift off. And because Piglet was holding his hand, it lifted him up too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was probably that's what I like best about the Berserker side of this Broly's, because it's just it's just there and it's threatening. Like in the second film of this, Broly is so fucking threatening in the second movie.
Oh yeah, no.
He's not even trying to kill them. He wants to torture them. He wants to slowly make them die.
It's funny. It's like, I don't know. It's like, truthfully, yeah, no. The second movie, he was such a great villain. Like, one of the best villains fucking ever, like top 5.
Because he's stalking children, which makes it better.
He's just so intimidating.
And he's just going after them.
Like the first scene, like they did a great job with the scenes. Like the first scene when they first see him, you just see him floating slowly. You know, it's like that's something they did in the second movie. It's like they didn't go for the high speed. They kept it so slow.
No, because you didn't have anything to really piss him off and get him to that point. Yeah. So you had the calm, sadistic Broly before he goes full berserker.
And it gave him so much presence.
And he only really gets pissed off when he gets pissed on. And he's like, all right, now I'm going to kill you.
That was hysterical. He's sitting there slowly breaking his back and he just pisses off. He's just sitting there like trying to fathom that he's being pissed on. Just like, he just is like, I feel so much better. Like, oh my.
Fucking the shit that Broly does in this movie too to Goku and all the cast is like just they really make him beat the shit out of the whole entire cast.
Fucking brutal.
They're dead by the end of this, and that's what's so cool about Gohan too, because Gohan almost dies fighting Broly in the second film. He's fucking out by the end of that fight. He's done. No. It's like, nope, all right, that's cool.
Oh yeah. Nope.
And it's like, hey, you get to experience what your father had to go through. The first film.
He got that in the first film.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't get the full blunt of it like his father did.
No, he didn't.
Goku gets it so much worse because he's sitting there waiting for Vegeta.
Like 2 hits. Oh yeah, to give him his power.
And Vegeta's just being pissy, and Goku's like, Vegeta, buddy, I'm dying here. You really gotta hurry up. This really sucks.
We're about to die. I'd rather die. Like, but Vegeta. You can't die.
Well, I'm gonna be dead first, so.
Fine, I'll give it to you. Nah.
Broly, oh yeah, fucking. Broly just looks up at the slave's old planet. I love how fucking threatening he is. He just looks up at the old. Oh, I seen you looking at your planet. And he just fires a key blast and makes them think they're gonna die, and just goes up and hits their planet. It's so fucking good.
Oh no, that's a great thing that he does with his key blast, like the awkward control he has.
Oh yeah, he is. It looks wild and uncontrolled, but he has full control over it. It's great.
Like the second movie, he shoots it straight at Gohan. He's like preparing to block it, and it just stops in front of him. He's staring at like, what?
Oh shit.
He's like, what the hell's going on? It just floats in front of him for a second and then shoots down towards Vanilla. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the drop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it drops straight down. But it, like, stood there in front of him, and he's like, huh?
Yeah, that was so good. I forgot about that. Holy shit.
It's like, again, it's like the second movie is like Broly was such a better, like, villain than in the first.
Because this one, he's just a berserker, and he's just like physically beating the shit out of everybody.
He's just so sadistic. Like,
yeah.
In the first one, he was brutal, right? Like,
Broly develops as he continues, which is so fucking awesome about this older Broly. Is that he got so much fucking development. Like, even in the second film, he's like twice as good as a character just because of how threatening and consistent he is.
The way they it's a difference in presentation. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Like, they presented him completely different. The way he just presented himself and acted, because you never seen him, like, in that state.
And when we say the older Broly, by the way, we
mean the original movies.
Yeah.
Because that statement completely falls flat when you talk about Bio Broly.
Yeah. It's not great.
None of us, we don't.
It's just a big beefy dude who's like mostly metalish organic slime. It looks weird. It's dumb. It was just a cash in. That's all it was. It was a quick cash in for them to, like, hey, Broly movie, third Broly, but we don't want to pay anyone to really do anything. So it showed up. That's why I didn't throw it into the extra credit. Poison, did you watch the second Broly movie?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just talk about that next after this then.
Okay.
Broly
I mean, we've kind of been talking about it, truthfully.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just gonna roll into that afterwards.
See, I was trying to say something. I'll let you guys finish that statement, but I like how they did his powers for one reason. You can kind of tell when Super Saiyan was badass, not because of all the screaming, but because what it did to the world. First time Goku goes Super Saiyan, he goes fucking earthquakes. Yeah, light stops, esoteric powers. And then you got Broly, who just does that with every ki blast.
Yeah. Oh no!
Because he's the legendary Super Saiyan.
I love like the effect how they change the color of the world and they have it condensed. You know, they do it really slow. It's like, oh, it looks so good. And
it's such a better way to display power. It is such a fucking better way to show it.
Oh yeah,
it's threatening.
Absolutely. It's a great.
It's so threatening because if you saw that, you'd be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Oh, yeah, like it's like you can kind of get into Goku's in their head when they see him do that, and they're just like, "Oh God," you know what I mean? Like you can feel how intimidating.
And that's one of the best things about Z, because it has the moment of perfection, and the way Broly is, he never really goes. It doesn't even look like he goes Super Saiyan 2. It looks like he is the pinnacle of Super Saiyan strength. Not Super Saiyan 2, not 3. It is the pinnacle of one's strength. That's the highest and strongest you could possibly be at Super Saiyan 1. And that's what Broly is, and that's why he's so fucking cool. Because he's the absolute maxed out variant, pretty much, of whatever level he is. And then you go into the super, super weird stuff of like Super Broly 3 and then Broly 4. Broly Super Saiyan 4 is funny, I find. But...
Is there a Broly 4?
Yeah, there is there's no Broly movie 4. I'm talking about Broly Super Saiyan 3, Broly Super Saiyan 4.
Oh, you're
that exists
about,
in the games.
It's about the games and the paint and stuff, yeah, okay.
The games and heroes.
Yeah.
Broly Super Saiyan 3 looks pretty cool, though. Because he's got the hair that matches his entire body. So that's pretty decent. But like, the sheer power that Broly puts out in the older films is just so impressive almost.
Oh,
There's like, well, shit, where every character is just a ragdoll.
Yeah,
he's just going to town.
Very impressive.
I mean, also, I just think he's also unique for one reason. His fighting style. He doesn't he's not a martial artist. He's a fucking wrestler.
No, he's a brawler. That's why I'm shocked Shadow hasn't mentioned how much he's loved that he's a brawler, because that's what he is.
Yeah, I like Broly's
body of a brawler. Like
double laterals people.
He fights like a Saiyan. He fights like Bardock does. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's what I love. It's what I fucking love about Z, because it has Goku, who's a martial artist, and he fights like a martial artist. Vegeta, he's a Saiyan. He doesn't know how to fight, but he's really fucking good at controlling his ki. So he fights that way. I love it. It's so fucking good how they have the difference of Goku. Like, okay, even in the new movie, there's a moment where Gogeta's sitting there, And Broly's running at him in the new. This is like.
But I was thinking of like the moments when Goku first started fighting him, and it's like Broly was.
Oh yeah, and he does the same thing that Gogeta does, and he martial arts him away.
And martial arts him a few different times. Yeah, a few different times. Now, what threw me off about what Goku did was when he did that Taekwon bullshit key and just paralyzed him when he was in red form, and he just holds.
That was so dumb.
Minutes, and it's like
that's new Broly. Like, give it a minute. Give it a minute.
Okay.
I'll be with you on that, but give it a minute.
Sorry, okay.
Piccolo shows up, old Broly doesn't do a whole fucking lot.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I'm here to help. Boom, just 2 seconds. He's unconscious.
It's like, all right, good job,
Broly
Piccolo.
just grabs him and throws him down. You know, like.
It's like Piccolo knew he was strong, but thought he could handle it, and then he's like, oh shit.
He's like, you know what? I could delay Frieza for 5 minutes while Goku charged the Spirit Bomb. I can handle him. I fused with God. Oh, why am I on the floor?
I cannot handle this.
I just love to what I like too is what he does. It's like what he
Pick
does.
Some fucking Vegeta.
Like the way they show how big he is. I love how they show how big he is. Right? They just don't show you his big body. What they show you is him holding other characters by their fucking face.
Yeah, I know, and his hand is completely encompassing their whole face.
Their whole head almost. It's like
it's like a human holding a small apple, is what it looks like.
It gives you that presence of just how big he is as he's holding someone in front of him, you know, deciding what to do, and you're just like, rather than just seeing an 8-foot monster, you now get to see the comparison of just terrifying monster just holding him, like, oh. You know,
so brief moment after Piccolo shows up, Broly throws Piccolo across the planet pretty much, and he lands next to Vegeta, and Piccolo just gets up. He's like, "Oh, what the hell are you doing, Vegeta? Go help!" And he's just like, "We can't. We're all gonna die."
Oh yeah, and then you got Piccolo in his most boss moment where he just grabs Vegeta by his
hair. Picks up Vegeta by the head and just floats over. He was like, I'm gonna go fight. I expect you to grow up in a second and come to your senses and remember that you're the Saiyan Prince. And he's like, oh, we can't win. As he slowly floods, as even trying to stop his descent. Just like, we're all dead.
It's like Tinkerbell when he stopped believing.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Broly kills his father because his father tries to get away. And he's like, well, looks like Broly's gonna die too. And it's weird, because it looks like Broly doesn't actually care about killing his father too much.
Oh, he didn't.
Even after all the shit he's done to him, he's pissed off because he's trying to leave without him. That's the whole reason.
It was more... Yeah, I like how he turns around and he tells him, though, like, did you really think I was going to die to some meteor? Like,
yeah. I wasn't gonna fucking die, you stupid.
I love that, dude. Like, he's like, do you really...
He's like, you're trying to leave? No, I was just readying the ship. Oh, really? Where's my pod?
You're readying the pod for one person. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hold on, Broly. It's so fucking good. Then we get the traditional Dragon Ball ending where everyone gives Goku the power to defeat the big bad. Yeah. Long hold off of Goku.
He punches a hole in his fucking chest.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's why during the second Broly movie, he's got that red spot on his chest the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Scar. Which was another good detail, yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, which is also cool because Broly never heals during the final fight, during the entire fight. So they're fighting. So Gohan's fighting a weakened Broly at Super 1 to 2 power, and he can't do it. Like, Broly's injured that entire fight still because he was frozen. And let's just say his ki healed him over time. He had so much ki, he managed to heal over time. Sure. He lived a knife wound in the first film when he was an infant. So you know what? His ki can heal him, given enough time. And he was frozen, so he had the slower healing. And I think it starts to fade away when he goes berserk at the very end. But I think doesn't last long because he gets blown up anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't live long in his berserk state, sadly.
That's the one sad thing about Dragon Ball Z, though, is that they have no real way of defeating a big bad apart from, all right, everyone, power up. Give him everything you got at the end. That's just a thing that all Dragon Ball movies have to eventually do.
Yeah.
Or any big threat even eventually has to do. Or you end up with Super, and every single time you do it, you create a new power. Which is, again, new Broly movie. Goku flashes through all of his fucking forms. And Ultra Instinct is one of them. I'm not happy with what they did there. But Broly movie 2. Alright, so the second one, the one with Gohan. Film starts off immediately after the last one with Broly landing from a shuttle. He somehow got into a shuttle. And going, hey, you know what? They left. Yeah, because Goku instant transmissions all the people onto the pod that they were getting away with that Piccolo brought over. Yeah, Broly could have probably like crawled his way into a shuttle or something.
Maybe,
after they left. Yeah, I'll believe that, yeah. Landing shuttle in what appears to be Earth. He crashes in a mountain and like the entire mountain just like caves in and freezes over on him. So you see Videl, Trunks, and Goten are searching for the Dragon Balls. Videl's not actually trying. She wants to see Shenron. She doesn't actually have a wish, I think.
Wish, no.
Yeah, it's Goten and Trunks that have the wishes. The stupid ones.
Strong.
What? Huh?
Wait, what am I saying? Hercules is the strongest character.
What?
Hercules.
What?
I think he's talking about Hercules. He means Hercule.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm just confused with what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Like, were you saying Videl's wish?
Yeah, please make my dad strong.
Oh, that was her wish?
No, he's joking.
Oh, okay.
It's a prank. It's a prank, bro.
It's a joke, Poison made in the most awkward way possible.
No, I just didn't hear him the first time.
The joke really don't work when
you have to explain it multiple times. Yes.
Yeah.
There's the joke quality.
And they get constricted by the group of local villagers who are like, "Oh, there's a demon! It's attacking! It's killing us! It's a monster! It's so vicious!" And then while they're sitting in the bait, Goten starts crying to get what he wants from Videl because he's an infant, and it fucking works because Videl's not wise. Just like, fine, child, I'll give you the apple. And then Trunks is like, wow, you just got fucking played. He was fucking lying the whole time. He didn't care. He just wanted an apple.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't give a shit if he got slapped. He can go Super Saiyan. They find the dinosaur that was terrorizing the village. They killed it and went to eat it. Also, what they did to the dinosaur was fucking cruel for a bit. They're laughing at it. They're like playing with it and shit. He's like, I'm scary. Fucking stop.
Dinosaurs are like... In a world where there's flying cars, there's still dinosaurs.
Yep. There's also talking furry men who are presidents.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What? You speaking ill of the dog president?
President Good Boy.
Yeah, President Good Boy. He's a good boy.
It's so weird. And like there's furries just walking around normally.
Well, we have that nowadays too, so.
It's so weird. But then you have stuff like Gohan having a dragon that was declared non-canon. Icarus doesn't exist. And that's why Icarus just kind of disappears over time. That was an anime thing that wasn't ad. Goten's crying, terrorizes the village, he wants to eat it. They fucking eat the entire dinosaur. Oh shit. Also, a super fucking awesome thing that they do during this film. When Broly shows up, it's not some weird Broly. Yeah. It's instead heavy metal headbanging.
I know.
Like a heavy rock. It fits so much fucking better.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, definitely so much better than not having... That was the weird thing they did in the Super movie.
Yeah,
like,
the music was shit.
There was no music. It wasn't music.
Gogeta!
Yeah, it was just an announcer saying shit in the background. It was such an...
It was
it's
so
awkward.
dumb.
It was awkward. It was dumb. It shouldn't have been a
Go,
thing.
go,
It was
go,
literally, you know what it
go,
reminded me of?
cheetah! Go,
It was so
cheetah!
awkward. It reminded me of the Games Con Mortal Kombat trailer,
Yeah.
2008. Like it was
It just
so
so
awkward.
didn't
You got
fit.
that weird. You got this great cutscene. It's a good cutscene too. The fight between like Raiden and Scorpion, like that was a good fight. That was really visual. It was
And then the
great.
music.
And then you had this really slow paced
Yo, man,
music.
I beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I hit him
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
I hit
it
him
was-
low. I'll knock you
Oh.
down. It's like, wow, that really keeps up with the pacing
Yeah,
of this
it
fight.
just completely didn't.
Because I remember
and
there's a
they
moment
tried-
where like Raiden slams Scorpion into the wall and it's like silent. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
this song's great.
Yeah, no, it's like when you just should have had some basic metal going right there.
Mhm.
That's it.
It's like the
Just some
whole
regular metal.
Broly movie when he starts berserking, just have some heavy rock or metal. Like this one
Yeah,
did it
no.
perfectly. Like the other one, the Broly was talking, but this one, since he's more threatening and he's just not speaking to them, for the most part, unless he's like specifically saying, "I'm going to kill you" or something like that.
Yeah.
He's just fucking. There's metal. It's so awesome. It's like
Oh,
not
no, the
metal, but it's
music
heavy
was
rock.
great, yeah, it fits. You know, the music fit the scene. Unlike literally, like the whole movie we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like it was so awkward.
I love how threatening
Right.
Broly is played during this film. I think I typed that in when Trunks was hiding behind the waterfall. And Broly's just like, oh, where the fuck is he?
I like that. It's like, and I was kind of thinking about myself too. And he was like, "My father would be so ashamed of me." I'm like, "Your
He's
father
like,
would
"Yeah."
be applauding that you're alive. Your father would be so proud." Just like, wait, you fought Broly for 5 minutes?
Mhm.
Yes, but I was hiding. You fought him for 5 minutes. Yes. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself. I lasted 22 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, like I got jobs so fast. Like he finally, like in the first movie, when he finally got enraged, and he was like telling Broly,
He does like
"I'm the
one
king."
thing on. He does a combo to Broly, and Broly's like, all right.
No, I just liked it because it was Broly just walking through his shit. He's like, "Show me, he says, make
Oh
me
yeah.
kneel."
You will
As he
kneel.
walks
He's like,
into
make.
the- Me
Fuck.
kneel, but you just hitting him with key blast. He just kind of walks up, and grabs him by the face, which again I love.
Yeah.
I love whenever he does that. He just grabs my face, just fucking smashes him, throws him forward, you know, and he's just fucking done instantly. He's even in that same rock when he gives Goku his power later. He never left
He
the
just-
whole time.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. He's just like a grappler.
Yeah, no,
Sadly.
he's just a brawler. That's what he is.
He
He's
uses
a
his
brawler.
strength.
He's like a street fighter. He's like a guy. It's like fighting some random guy in the street who doesn't know any martial arts. He's a street fighter. He's the embodiment of that. He's never had.
That's why
formal
Goku can
training.
kind of go toe to toe with him a bit, because
he's a
he
martial
has,
artist.
he can
Mhm.
dodge him and avoid him really, really fucking well.
And counter him, use his weight against him.
It's exactly.
You know,
It's the
use
same
martial
thing that
arts.
you see. That's actually a decently shot thing in the. It's one of the few decently shot things in the fight during the second film when they fuse with Gogeta. He does like this hand wave and then deflects Broly's hand full power punch. Right, the second is Gogeta. It's a decently
The
shot
hand
moment.
wave is kind of.
Well, you do that to like. It's a martial arts thing. You do that to
It's a martial art,
throw
yeah.
off where you're
It
gonna
throws off
have
their
your
balance.
hands in defensive.
Well, it throws off their center of gravity.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
It's-
It looks
it's
stupid
actually
when
a
Bruce
really-
Lee does it,
it's
so
a really-
no one
really-
can make that look
Oh well.
It happens quite a lot. Actually.
You just don't like martial arts then.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that about martial arts.
You're just disappointed
You
because
don't like
martial
what? You
arts would
don't
be a
like
boxer any day of the
blocking?
week.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Mm.
You think a boxer has anything on any martial artist?
Yeah.
Why do you think
Alright.
Floyd Weather don't fight in the MMA? Why do you think any
There's
boxer don't
reasons
fight
for
in the
that.
MMA? Yeah. Those guys, those MMA guys are not boxers.
Mhm.
They are, ironically, some of them are kickboxers because it's a more
Yeah.
rounded fighting style.
Well, because you're
What
using your
active
longest
fighter?
lim to meet up with their second longest.
Your
So you
longest limb-
outrange
your
them almost
longest-
exclusively.
Also using your most powerful limb. Your legs
Yeah,
are
because
locked
that's
up.
what carries your 100, 200, 300 pound body your whole life.
Yeah,
So
when
it's
you're
very
running,
well defined.
you're stressed is on your legs. I think when you're walking, it's 2 times your body weight, and when you're running, it's 3 times something.
2 times your body weight on your legs when you're walking?
I think it's like 1.5.
I don't know, but either way.
Then when you're running, it's like 3 times. That's why people who are bulkier guys have bad knees.
Yeah, because it's fucking awful. It's why you need to be. It's why the official human range is like, depending on the 5 foot to 6'3" or 4 is the healthy, where you're still like, I think if you go 6'5", you start having deformities or something. Right now, I don't know what it is, but if you go past a certain height, like 6, I know 6'2" is usually the upper cap, roughly. So if you're anywhere in that range, you should be like 150 to 230 ish. Should be your weight range. Any more than that, and you start putting a lot of stress on your body. That should be, hell, even 200 is probably too much. Now that I think about it, but I love what the Wrecking Broly's doing. Flynn, Trunks pisses his pants and pisses Broly off. Gohan shows up to save Trunks and Goten and actually fight. Gohan actually says it was 7 years, so Broly was frozen for 7 years.
7 years, yep.
This movie has the lava finale.
Gohan is, because that means he is a Super Saiyan 2. He is a well-developed Super Saiyan 2.
It's questionable if Gohan can still even do that, though. Like, I don't know.
Well, there's not really a physical change when you go Super Saiyan 2. Your hair don't really change.
You get lightning sometimes, and I don't. It's been 2 weeks, and I don't remember if Gohan had lightning on him.
Not consistent. Well, that's not even consistent when like Goku does.
Yeah.
Like when he fights Majin Vegeta, he's Super Saiyan 2. He doesn't have the lightning. The lightning's not a consistent thing. I think it was more of a visual effect they used during the Cell fight. You know, because I think that's the only real time they use the lightning, just to show. It's another visual touch they had, which sometimes DBZ does it great, and they add these little extra touches to make.
Super Saiyan 3 looks awesome. That's why they're never gonna do it, because it's too much work.
Yeah.
Fucking didn't even get in during the fucking Broly film. Like, seriously, what the fuck do I have to do to get 3 to show up again?
Nothing. You can never get it to show up again.
Guys, we're bringing Super Saiyan 3 back in the fucking tournament arc. 1 frame of fucking JPEG didn't move.
That was during Goku Black, sir.
That was during Goku Black. I was so fucking pissed.
It was just him standing there, completely still.
Yeah.
That was the most pissed off I think I ever was during Super.
The wound still cuts deep.
Because it had like 2 weeks. No, it was like 3 weeks in advance. Like leaks were starting to happen. Oh, they're bringing back Super Saiyan 3. Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan 3 again. Super Saiyan 3 is gonna happen. And I was getting kind of pumped for those 3 episodes. I was like, oh, when's it gonna be? When's it gonna be? And then it shows up and it's just a JPEG. I was so fucking done. I was so done. This movie has the lava finale. They have...
Yeah. The DBZ Fighters finale.
Which granted, what? DBZ Fighters?
Yeah.
No, that was the Frieza fight that had that originally. But it was the Frieza fight that had it originally. But, because this is the Broly movies, I get to say that the new Broly movie stole that as well. So...
they kind of did that different. They did that very different, though.
Yeah, because the lava didn't impact them. But in this, the lava had a serious impact.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were using... It's like, yeah, there was lava in the new one, but I would not say they stole the lava scene. Because I think the lava was just an aspect of the fight in this one, where the lava was a scene in the new one. But again, that was really cool. That was really cool too. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that more later. But yeah. So. But yeah,
Broly goes full berserker against Gohan. Because he starts getting pissed off.
You got the Krillin save after the lava.
No, that's after. That's after.
Is that after?
Piccolo swoops in because that's when Gohan's like, okay, I can't beat him now. I have to actually just do something else to defeat him, which does solve Broly for a shockingly large amount of time. And it makes me think that Broly was just sitting under there, waiting to give him a minute. It's like, oh, I'm gonna give him a minute. I'm gonna make him think he got me.
He's gonna be so confident I'm gone. He's gonna piss him off. He's gonna be so pissed when he sees me. He's gonna be so pissed.
Piccolo swoops in to save Gohan from the lava. And it was actually just Krillin the whole time. In a Piccolo outfit. Krillin goes...
makes his appearance.
They're starting right before the fight starts. Gohan's like, hey, thanks, Krillin. He's like, huh, none of you would have lasted a season if it wasn't for me. So fucking good. And then he gets punched into a rock.
No.
Stays there until the end of the film.
You had the Broly coming up scene, right? And like, oh my, Gohan's like, oh, come on.
Oh, come on. He's like, I got this.
And then
I can take him on.
I like how Krillin turned around. He said, why does everyone just always stare at me first?
It's because I'm the strong.
Does everyone stare at me first? It's all right, Gohan. I got this. It immediately smashes into the wall. Broly, I like how Broly doesn't even grab him. He just hits him once. He just punches him. Like, he just straight up legit punches him in the face and sends him into the wall. Doesn't do any of his grapple moves for anything.
No. Krillin, you didn't even need to.
It wasn't even worth grabbing.
Goku, Gohan, Goten, Kamehameha. Which is probably the most awesome moment in probably all the Dragon Ball movies ever. Such a fucking great moment. The generational Kamehameha. With Trunks coming in with the assist, so it mirrors the Cell fight too.
Okay, I'm glad
Vegeta.
you caught that. Yep, when Vegeta hit
so
Cell.
nice.
Yep, during the father-son one. Yep.
It was so fucking good.
Okay. I was waiting to see if you caught that because.
Oh no, I loved that so much. That made me. That had me grinning. I was like, yeah.
Just kind of like as Vegeta was out of energy with it too, you literally see Trunks just collapse to the floor right afterwards.
It's so fucking good.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
that's the one thing I think Super did well was the Gallic gun.
That one felt cheap because it was in Super.
Was horrible.
I'm gonna be real.
No, it wasn't because it was Super. It was because the Gallic gun was fucking yellow. Gallic gun's a purple energy blast. Final Flash is fucking yellow. Yeah, Gallic gun is purple.
Gallic gun's purple.
I know Gallic gun's purple, but
it was yellow in that one. That scene, it was purple.
Yeah.
It was yellow. They made it yellow, like the Final Flash.
Yeah.
I assumed it was just a general oversight on a small detail. But
it kind of killed it a bit.
Fuck out of me still, because when you're doing something like that, you gotta have the little details in there. Well, just like the thing, that's the one thing that pissed me off about the Gohan fight, right? Like when Gohan fought Cell, that was the one thing that pissed me off in the Gohan fight, because Gohan does a one-handed Kamehameha. Gohan has a different technique that's identical to the one-handed Kamehameha. It's his one unique technique. It's the Masenko. He should have done the Masenko there.
Reddit, the Gallic gun's purple on Father Son.
What?
Yeah, it's purple.
The Gallic gun I'm talking about in Super, when Goku and Vegeta does it. It's yellow in that scene. When Goku and Vegeta do it, it's yellow.
Goku and Vegeta? What? I'm talking
Vegeta
about when
during Super Broly.
Oh, Super Broly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the father-son Gallic gun from the Goku Rose arc.
What? I wasn't even. Why would I even? That would be Vegeta, freaking Trunks.
That's what I said. Father, son.
What happened? What happened is like, brother was talking about something else, and you were talking about something else, and you both kind of thought you were both talking about the same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, in the Broly movie, they do the.
Goku they should have done a Big Bang Kamehameha.
Where Vegeta
That's what it should have been.
Gallic gun. You know,
or like Gallic gun or Kamehameha bang, or they should have done a Big Bang Kamehameha. That's what it should have fucking been.
You can't mix those two because the Big Bang's not a consistent blast. It's just a ball.
No, but a Big Bang Kamehameha, that's a move that Gogeta does. Like, that's a thing.
Does. He's able to combine the two techniques together internally, though.
And that's why it was really dumb when they did that in the fucking movie. They didn't do any of the combo moves, and they just did Kamehameha and Gallic.
Again, I wouldn't have minded when Goku and Vegeta both did their moves. When Vegeta did the Gallic gun, if the Gallic gun was the proper color, but it was yellow. You know, the Gallic gun had a different like visual aspect. Kind of has like some energy swirling around it, like it's a combination of like the special beam cannon and the Kamehameha, like it was those two put together. which made it aesthetically different than the Kamehameha. But Vegeta just shot a Kamehameha, a yellow Kamehameha. Goku shot his blue one. That was it. And it completely ruined that one moment for me. Which is like, I heard him. He was like, Galick, and I was like, oh. I actually got excited. I was like, oh, yes, here we go. And then I saw it was yellow, and I was like, I just literally lost my heart on. I had a half chub right there.
You're
got a half chub, and they ruined it because they didn't. They missed such a simple fucking detail. It's like, come on, guys. How the fuck do you not remember the Galick Punch purple?
Hey.
You just did it during the Goku Rose.
They spend so much time on that 3D modeling and the animation, and then the long tracking scene of your Broly beating up Goku. I saw that in theaters. All right, so we're on to the new Broly now. And one thing I have to say is I saw this film in theaters a while ago. The aspect of, like, well, general audiences will like it. General audiences did not like this Broly movie. They did not. They were fucking 90% of the film. When you're in a movie theater nowadays, you can tell how interested people are in the movie by how lit up the movie theater is with phones. And during the fight scene at the end, I think half the theater had their phones out. Like, no one was fucking interested at all. People were bored during this film, especially during the first 30 fucking minutes of the introduction. People were not having that. I saw 5 people get up and leave 20 minutes in. So to say that, like, oh well, it's doing well in general audience, not by fucking me.
Antidotes are antidotes.
It made a pretty good amount of money for an anime movie.
Yeah. It bridged that gap. I'll give you that.
People paid to see it.
Let's get all the niceties out of the way.
It made money, and that's how they judge it. They can't sit there in every theater and judge how the consumer react. The online reviews were good. Okay. It sold a lot of tickets. It made a lot of money for an anime movie in the theater. It made like $30 million, which is a lot for an anime movie. So again, they're gonna say it's very successful now.
Because it was.
One thing you went to, it didn't look like people enjoyed it. Okay, that sucked. Me personally, I overall thought it was a pretty good movie. I was surprised. I enjoyed it more than I was expecting, actually. Personally, when it came to this new Broly movie, I went in there thinking I was gonna hate it, and it kind of won me over. But so overall, it was a success.
I came in thinking I was gonna hate it, and it got worse.
Oh yeah, damn.
I'm neutral. That's my thing. Because here's the things I like about it. One, I like pre-Broly better. The design of him pre-evolution is better.
Yeah. It's debatable, but okay.
After evolution is worse. After rage mode is much worse. Broly made sense because he was a buffed out god. He has eaten the swole.
Which one? I'm asking, like, is he worse? Which one did you think was worse when he transformed? I'm confused.
Where he still had armor on.
So he only doesn't have armor for like the last 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
That's the only,
As soon as he raged out, he should have just shirt off.
Well, it's just saying armor expands.
That's a basic Broly thing. Yeah,
I'm not saying Frieza armor expands.
Yeah. Well, same with the Saiyan armor too.
Well, that is the Frieza Force's armor that they use. I don't think the Saiyans made it either. But they're the ones who. It's commonly known as Saiyan armor because it first showed up as Saiyan armor. Yeah, that's why people call it that.
The armor should have been off, and he should have been shirtless. 2, I don't like some of his. I like his. Well, we're doing positive first. I like how they try to humanize him because the pure berserker is kind of bland. Here's the thing. The pure berserker is kind of bland, but if you have a story behind why he's berserking, it's better. For example, one of the best recent things me and Reddit have been jizzing about is a webtoon called Unordinary, where there's just a massive rage mode, and it makes perfect sense, and we liked it purely because we knew the character and we knew why he was doing it.
Yeah, and he wasn't. It wasn't just like a random snapping, but he did just kind of just randomly snap. But
randomly Reddit.
Well, it was a random event.
In this, he totally randomly snaps. He just triggers, and it's like, all right. Now he's gone.
I was getting on to that. That's a bad thing where
fight super powerful people who are way past his level, and he just kept trying to get stronger, and he didn't have the intelligence of understanding what he was doing. He was just
he shouldn't have been able to do that. By no means.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's Dragon Ball Super. It's where power doesn't fucking matter anymore, and you could just have infinite energy inside of you.
Okay. If you don't give that to Broly from Super, you can't give that to Broly from...
mattering after Dragon Ball.
There's a completely fucking difference between Super and Z. When you have Super Saiyan, and you have fucking Super Saiyan God Blue 2. There's a completely fucking difference in power scaling of how he can catch up to that. And then when you fuse two blues, and you get a fused blue 2, fuck you if he can keep up with that. Fuck you in all means. It's so fucking stupid. No, what happened is he should have been obliterated at that moment. It was two Saiyans multiplicately stacked. It's so fucking dumb.
Also, he was at birth stronger than most people. That is a Mary Sue if you had to give it to someone. I say I like that, and I'm not going to knock Super for it, because,
he was stronger than most adults.
Yeah, but it made sense, because he was a fucking fighter. No, he was fighting the whole time. You could see Panglis had that device specifically because he was using Broly. He was getting Broly pissed off. He was getting him to go berserk on people, and then he would calm him down and give him orders. That was the whole point of that device. In this, he has a shock collar, so he was never allowed to go to that power level.
He suddenly jumps up stronger than most people have trained their whole entire lives. He's a Mary Sue in both movies. But guess what? I'm not knocking him because I like that about him.
In Super, it's 500 times worse. You can't even fucking begin.
No, he came out of the vagina stronger, Shadow.
Yeah, but that's how Saiyans are. So did Prince Vegeta. That's a trait of the race.
He was stronger than Vegeta, though. That's the thing. He was a lot stronger than Vegeta.
He also survived an attack from Frieza.
He probably didn't survive, and he probably floated away.
He jumps to stupid power levels in both movies. You can't knock him on either or. If you knock him on, you have to knock him on the other.
No, I'm 100% hitting Super with this. Of how unbelievably fucking stupid it is that Broly's able to have infinite energy.
Here's the YouTube hater in Shadow coming out.
No, it's fucking dumb.
He has infinite energy.
Hating because it's Super. You know?
No, it's fucking dumb. He's able to catch up 500 transformations above him and have that power level. It's so fucking stupid.
Because he's
it is so fucking. The only time the reason it made sense in Super is because he was the legendary Super Saiyan, and it was just Super Saiyan.
Why was
he the one? It was the one.
He didn't go the traditional route like they do. And also, why are you not bitching about how Vegeta suddenly can go red when you need a special ritual to be able to go fucking red, but suddenly he can do red?
No, that was stupid.
When he goes red now he's covered in fire, which, again...
And then he can paralyze people for some reason.
That's Goku.
Yeah, but it's still fucking stupid.
I'm talking about Vegeta.
And how long it takes for them to fucking transform is infuriating.
There has only ever been one case of someone using elemental ki, and that was Trunks. Okay, and that was never
burning attack.
It was probably due to him not having proper training on ki, so his ki didn't develop properly, and that's why that attack is an anomaly. So why is red now a fire elemental form, which makes no fucking sense? Okay, because Goku couldn't go fire. Goku wasn't surrounded by fire, but it's the exact same fucking transformation. All right, that's something worth bitching about. Now, what I did like is how they turned around and they had them play with their food when Broly first started fighting Vegeta. You know, he was fighting them he was fighting them base, and it looked even. Then Broly got a slight advantage. He's like, okay, now I'm getting pissed. You know, so he goes Super Saiyan, and he starts kicking his ass. Then Broly kind of turns the table, and then Vegeta's like, oh, fuck, I need to get serious.
Adaption.
It's the hit fight.
Hi, Hit. Hi, Super. How are you?
Yeah, Exactly. You gotta expect this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
like,
if you have a shit show, I'm gonna continue calling that shit show shit. Because it does shit things.
Really well. Because again, with Broly's backstory, he couldn't have been anywhere strong compared to them. Base. So they had to have him grow at a ridiculous rate. The Hit thing's really stupid because Hit's a 1,000-year-old assassin. And there's a saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that old dog learned like 20 new fucking tricks in a fight. You know? The whole thing about Broly was he had the mind of a child and the body of a fucking god.
But he didn't have the mind of a child in this.
He did have
in the other one.
He did have the mind of a
child. They tried
to
say, but he was perfectly fine.
He could talk.
He was fine. That's more than most Americans I know can do, and that's more than more Englishmen.
Okay? He could speak. Okay? He had the mind of a child. Okay?
He was just told never to speak by Peglis with this stupid fucking shock collar that wouldn't work because the way Ki protects you, the shock collar wouldn't do a fucking thing.
It was very awkward the way he talked. It was slow. It was pause. Okay? No, it wasn't fine. He wasn't speaking like a normal person. All right? So no. That led to
Peglis made it so he wouldn't talk.
Yes, exactly.
It was
Peglis
fucking
never educated him because Peglis raised him like a Saiyan.
No, he didn't raise him like a Saiyan. Saiyans actually go through schooling. That's why Raditz knows how to speak as a child.
Most Saiyans don't go through that schooling.
Yeah, Raditz didn't. He's a low-class shit-tier warrior.
No, read the
Raditz
description of this video,
Raditz
Shadow.
was a middle-tier warrior, sir.
The movie trailer. 3 Saiyans survived from Vegeta. Only 3.
What the fuck? There's like 6.
No, only 3.
They're like, wait, it's Raditz, Vegeta, Nappa, 2 other jobbers. It's 5. It's 6.
No, you can't count
and Goku.
Might.
It's 6.
Might. Turtles is not part of Canonicity because he was a movie.
He's talking about.
Yeah.
So they probably during the movie. So you only have 4. You have Vegeta, Goku, Raditz, and Nappa. And now Broly, which would make 5. Peglis, I guess, if you want to count him, but I don't declare him.
Peglis, Broly, and the 2 other jobbers that were with Raditz and Nappa and Vegeta and Nappa.
Yeah, read that.
But
a planet destroyed, the power of the race reduced to nothing. After the devastation of the planet Vegeta, 3 Saiyans were scattered amongst the stars, destined for different fates. While 2 found a home on Earth, the 3rd was raised with a burning desire for what? Vengeance, and developed an unbelievable power. And the time for revenge has come. Destinies collide in the battle. Shake the universe very core. Goku is back to... Yeah, no, that's completely fucking wrong by all standards of the film. Everything it talks about the film, except for a power planet is destroyed and a powerful race is returned to nothing. Reduced to nothing. Those are the 2 lines that actually have any truth to them in that description.
Why? They're talking about the 3 main Saiyans. They're talking about Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. They're not counting.
But even in the film, they showed more than 3 Saiyans.
Yeah, but they're not saying literally only 3 lived. They're talking about 3 in particular Saiyans of importance. The other ones aren't important. They were all jobbers. Even Raditz was gone episode 2. Nappa was gone episode 16. The other 2 never even...
Raditz was not gone episode 2.
It was like episode 2 or 3 he got killed off.
No. Yeah. No, it takes much longer than that in regular Dragon Ball. I think it's like time is up by 3 or 4, not 4, but maybe 3. There's a lot of bullshit that happens.
I'm just saying, like, he died. They died really early though, and the other 2 were dead before the show before that even came apart. You know,
Peglis is still alive, and also Trunks.
Yes, but they're not being exact. They're not saying exactly 3 Saiyans. They're talking about the 3 Saiyans shown in this movie.
Raz dies.
Okay, which is Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are the 3 Saiyans of importance. While 2 found their home on Earth, which is Goku and Vegeta.
But he didn't.
You know, yes, he did. Vegeta lives on Earth now.
Eventually, but at first he actively tried to stay away.
Yeah, but what they said is while 2 found a home. Didn't say initially. So Vegeta did eventually find a home on Earth. So that is correct. That is 100% correct. Vegeta is home on Earth now. Okay?
With his loving wife and loving son.
Yeah. And his daughter. And Broly was raised on a foreign planet of bug beings. Okay?
And apparently was raised with a desire for vengeance that developed an unbelievable power. Which is not true.
But why? What do you mean?
He didn't have a desire for vengeance.
He did.
He didn't. Broly didn't. Peglis had to order him.
Yeah, Peglis told him to kill Vegeta.
And he didn't get an unbelievable power. He didn't. He got it during the fight.
He got unbelievable power.
He only did it. He only developed it during the fight.
He had more power than Vegeta base. That is pretty unfucking believable. When all Vegeta does is train his base strength while fighting an angel and Goku. All he does is train his base strength. At the beginning,
Again,
you also
that's
see
fucking super bullshit.
But I'm just you can call
of pushing
it
bullshit, him to ridiculous
but that's part
levels.
Of the stories. And again, he probably was stronger than Vegeta's base. Clearly, he was because he was beating Vegeta up base. Plain and simple.
And it's fucking stupid. Because the amount of training that Vegeta goes through and Goku goes through in fucking Super is ridiculous.
No, it is. But again.
And Broly on that stupid fucking bug planet was able to do that. Sure. No. Yeah. That wasn't a thing.
Genius beyond geniuses. Yeah, he is a monster.
But he's not.
How is he not a monster? How is he not a naturally fighting genius? We saw what he did.
He's not a natural fighting genius.
He's
not, though.
Yeah, he was.
He learned how to dodge by playing with an animal and almost dying a couple times. They dodges it.
That's a pretty tough way to learn. A pretty dangerous way to learn.
Yeah, but he's not a fucking genius.
Why is he
not a genius in fighting is Goku and how he actually develops techniques to fight what he's fighting and other things.
You don't need to develop a technique to be a genius.
So what you're saying is, how did he beat this guy who trained all his life in Super Saiyan? Yeah, that kind of describes all Broly movies, other than the second one, Gohan. Because Gohan started.
They pump him full of power. And then when he does a generational Kamehameha.
In the first movie, Broly was running around destroying weak planets. There were no warriors on those planets.
Yeah.
Like, nothing could contest him. He just
but he was fighting the entire time.
He was nuking from
nothing. He was fighting the entire time.
Nothingness, though. You don't get stronger fighting nothing. Fighting weakly.
And Broly doesn't just start up and blow shit up. And he had to fight somebody who had a power level eventually.
The train against.
There had to have been somebody in the first one that had some power level. That's the whole point of the fucking Frieza Force, is he goes around and he gets, that's even in this film, where Frieza's recruiting, of where they have to find strong power levels. They would have ran into one eventually. He destroyed a whole fucking portion of the galaxy in that one. He would have ran into a stronger power level.
In Super, that there were no longer any stronger peoples. Because they would have.
That's in Super, not the original in Z.
In the original Z, he destroyed half the fucking galaxy.
Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. He would have found somebody of a power level to get stronger against. And you have to actually fight. He had a whole army submitting to him.
No, he didn't.
Yes, in the first one? Are you fucking... Did you watch the fucking film? The whole thing about Vegeta sitting there and they all run up to him.
Bowing to Peglis, not Broly, first off.
Yes, but that's because he has Broly in his pocket as his warrior.
Peglis could have fucking destroyed a planet. What are you talking about?
No! He would have to go grade 8.
Destroys a planet.
He would literally... He's too weak. He's got a power level of 4,000.
Vegeta destroys a planet before he even gets to Goku.
That's non-canon.
No, that's actually...
That's non-canon.
The Bug Planet is canon.
Movie.
Bug Planet is canon.
No, Vegeta blowing up that planet is 100% non-canon.
That is canon. It's in the base show. That's in the base DBZ show.
Yes, but it's not canon. That's the fucking problem with canonicity in Dragon Ball. You want to bring up canonicity in this? It is not canon. That moment's not canon. They specifically...
That is canon.
I remember fucking specifically reading, because it's like, does that mean Goku could have done it? And people started bringing up that question because Goku beats Vegeta. And the answer was no, Goku couldn't have. And then he talks about it, and that was something they had to do because the manga didn't do that shit. Then we have the same fucking Super with Z. Problem is we do with Z is Super, where the manga overwrites it sometimes, but not always. That's again why I don't bring up Kinicity in fucking Dragon Ball, but we did it once.
You just brought Kinicity up to defend this point.
I did it because we already talked about Kinicity earlier.
I didn't talk about Kinicity.
Yes, but Reddit did, and he said that it was important to mention. So I figured that while we were going on about important to mention things, that's important to mention. That's not what it was. It's not how it happened.
Okay.
What happens is they hear about the dry Raditz dies, and they go straight over there. That's what happens. They just sit in their pods for a little bit. They go into the stupid cryo sleep stasis or whatever fucking thing they have in the pods, where they somehow don't need to shit, even though they're sitting in a pod.
Well, if your shit's frozen, you don't need to shit.
Well, they don't actually get frozen. The pods are fucking stupid. It's like a stasis where you go to sleep, but you would still shit. So and they don't walk out of the pods with like their fucking diapers filled. So
decomposer in their suits.
All right, since we went on that, let's start about back in the beginning of fucking. Oh crap! The thing. Nope. There are my notes. Where are my notes? There we go. Balance it up. Frieza shows up and transferred the power between Frieza and Lord Cold, where he just says, I'm done giving it to my child. There you go, here's all the things, but do you be warned, he's more dangerous than I am. It's not as nice. Just shoots a bunch of them. Vegeta was a tank baby, which I did not like the whole tank thing. I think that was kind of dumb. I don't know why you need to raise your warriors in tanks.
Tanks are cool.
They're just tanks, though.
Tanks
They're like
cool.
random back to tanks from Star Wars. Just now, I don't think the Saiyans would have tank level of intel. They're fucking walking around. They're butchering shit. Why would they have that kind of level of technology all of a sudden?
King Cold. That answers that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have it. The fucking pods. Don't just have your fucking kid in the fucking home.
He does.
Not in the tank.
Have it. Like
so...
maybe there's special fluid in it that helps children develop better. We don't know. Okay.
Well, there is, because there's specific tanks that are raised stronger warriors.
Yeah.
That's why Broly was in one of them. And they're like, oh no, kick Broly out of it and raise Vegeta
I think
fully.
that's more of just a hierarchy thing. Of just like, since Vegeta is the prince, he only wanted him to be surrounded by the elite. You see what I'm saying? And he didn't, King Vegeta didn't declare Broly an elite. Because he's the son of a low-level warrior, so how can a low-level warrior have a high-level warrior? It didn't make sense to him. So he was like, Broly does not belong here. That's what that was more about. And then when they tried to take his readings, he broke the thing, and, you know, it's like, yeah. Then the shit happened.
Then the shit went down.
The whole Broly baby thing is just dumb. If you're gonna steal shit from the past wholesale, don't make it more convoluted.
I mean, I think I kind of liked it better than them just stabbing the baby and leaving the baby there, who then survives a world-ending ki blast.
The baby left before the ki blast hit. I'm almost certain.
No,
I'm almost certain.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes. You see Broly floating away as the planet's getting destroyed.
The ki blast. After the explosion.
He just floats away and
see him there before the explosion. After the explosion.
Things don't happen instantaneously. That took a while.
Actually, they do. Goku knows instant transmission. That explosion is going to propel him forward.
Hey, in the old Broly, it's not instant transmission. It's not necessarily instant. He actually has to transit.
Voila. Okay. So, yeah. No.
Because Frieza uses a slow blast, and as that blast is coming, Bardock also stalls it for a second. They actually don't they just show him dying.
Yeah, he pretty much just dies in this, yeah.
They just show him dying, but in the movie, Bardock actually stalls the blast, and that's what launches Goku out.
Pretty sure,
when his Goku was sent before the blast even happened.
He was sent well before, because Bardock is fucking psychic, apparently.
Yeah.
And doesn't just fucking leave for some stupid reason.
Well, he said why he couldn't leave. He explained
again, though, Pegless left before, and no one noted and no one cared, even though Frieza had ships around, because he was planning that for a while.
Ship showed up, and he went to a planet in literally the middle of nowhere. It was unhospitable, So.
And then Goku had a power level that wouldn't have been noticed, which is why he got away. But they still, if you're gonna have moments where you have stupid fucking ships, Bardock's sitting there, he's like, well, this is bad. Something bad's gonna happen. The moment before he even gets there, he's saying something bad's gonna happen. Why not take his wife and leave? If he knows, and his kid. You could have just taken him. You could have just left. You didn't have to sit there and wait.
He felt like he was gonna be hunted down. So he was like,
but he wouldn't have.
He
knew he wouldn't have, because one Saiyan wouldn't have mattered, because otherwise Frieza would have gotten the records of all the other outgoing Saiyans.
He did. He ended up recruiting all of them.
No, they were already in the Frieza Force, and they just showed up. And then he's like, oh, there's more Saiyans, we'll just transmit, and then just transmit over the frequencies. That's Planet Vegeta blew up by a meteor. That's what they did. You didn't need to fucking do that whole damn thing again.
You see, again, they were assuming a lot of people who watched Super didn't watch Z, so they kind of did need that little bit of backstory.
Well, apparently, people in the film.
And also, that was like a 15-year-old movie that was based off of. So again, yeah.
Well, no, the fucking Goku's original or origin, you could just do that. Yeah, of Goku fucking launching. Kai does that.
It's an old movie.
No, Kai's not a film. It's the end.
People who are watching Super definitely didn't watch Kai. Okay, let's not even pretend that happened. Okay, we both know that. All right, people who are watching Super did not turn around and start watching Kai. Either you're watching Super for the first time, or you watch the original DBZ and you're now watching Super. Yeah. Those are two paths you're going on. And if you're one of the people who just started in, you ain't gonna know nothing about the tale of Bardock. All right. You're not going to know nothing about him, so you needed that little introduction just to be safe so everyone knows what's going on.
And none of it will matter in the future events, because that doesn't really tie in.
No, that personally doesn't.
Because even Pegless's orders don't fucking matter in this, because Pegless is an entirely useless character. Apart from Broly existing.
Broly's existing, yeah.
And he's a fucking pointless character, and you could have skipped almost all that, and it would have been fine. In the second one, he was more precedent because he had actually something that would control Broly. In this one, he has a fucking shock collar, which would have never worked because of the way Ki works. The Ki barrier would have made sure that did no damage.
Broly might not have had a Ki barrier up because he doesn't even know what the fuck Ki
If he starts he used it for when he starts berserking. When you start berserking, you exude Ki. It's the same thing as any other Saiyan. It's the same thing as anyone else who can control Ki. Broly clearly had control of Ki. He clearly had a power level. Power level innate space barrier.
Maybe he doesn't have one on his body.
Then he would have died from any of the attacks that landed.
No, because he had a Ki barrier around his body. And he also has a stronger physical foundation.
If he had a Ki barrier, he wouldn't have been hit by the shock collar.
Okay? You're overthinking it again. Why are you thinking so much on such a weird detail? And then you bitch when I bitch about why can a dog grab a hot dog with his mouth and nobody feel a dog mouth on their hand?
Because they don't touch anyone. And the one time he gets bit, he does
hypocrite.
freak
out.
out.
It's the exact same thing he freaks out on me for getting mad about in Wolf's Reign. He's now freaking out about in this.
Yeah, I gotta give this one to Reddit.
It's very hypocritical of you. It's the exact same thing you freak out on me because I freak out about Wolf's Reign. And then you're getting mad about the exact same
it's because the way the Ki works, though. If you're going to have a show where it defends, the whole point of fucking Wolf's Reign wasn't hiding that they're wolves. That wasn't the whole fucking point of the show.
They touched it with their wolf's body.
It's a fighting thing.
But it doesn't matter in Wolf's Reign. At no fucking point. If people knew they were wolves, would it have mattered? Because the people who knew they were wolves were hunting them and trying to catch up. And they were the only ones who could handle them.
They would have never left the initial. They would have never gotten out the initial city if that shit wasn't bullshit. That is the only reason. They would have been discovered 2 minutes after they got in the fucking city.
It's the whole reason that black dude always stayed by himself. and never went with anyone else in the gang and never touched anyone. I just beat the shit out of him.
Worked. Okay.
It's the whole fucking point. It never mattered. If anyone knew they were a wolf, it didn't matter because they were always moving.
No, it didn't. They were still the first 5 episodes
holding the hot dog in their hand, and then the wolf grabbed it out of their hand.
The hot dog then? But the guy's holding the hot dog.
It was sitting on the fucking carts.
No, it wasn't. He held it in his hand.
He held 2
hot
dogs
in
both of his hands.
No, you're full of shit. He held it in his hand and handed it to him.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you're talking about the wolf handing it to the wolf, he handed it in his mouth.
Yeah, the wolf had to have touched it with some part of his wolf body, and that's not a human body. And somehow everyone recognized it as a human body part.
There's also the fucking theory that it projects an aura because they're magic.
No.
It's the same way it would work as if you had a key projection.
Bullshit asshole.
Shadow, then why
right
did they
there.
scratch like knives when they got punched? If it was just
because they're clawing and
episode
biting.
3, when he went to go save the kid, why didn't he use a projection to grab
because
him?
it's more dangerous if they claw or bite.
Bullshit. And you're wrong.
I'm
you're
lying?
Being hypocritical. No, I said you're wrong and you're being hypocritical.
Just correct himself.
That's all. You're being hypocritical and you're wrong.
No, this
right?
is the whole fucking way that people fight in the show, though. This is the biggest fucking part of Dragon Ball. You have a key.
It's not the biggest part of Dragon.
How am I wrong about Key defending you from a fucking electrical shock collar?
No, you're wrong because you're trying to say you're not a hypocrite. That's
I don't give a shit if you think I'm a hypocrite. You can think I'm a fucking hypocrite. Every single human being is hypocritical.
No, you're a hypocrite. You know you're being hypocritical as fuck about this.
I don't think I am, but I don't care if you think I am. I'm saying this is complete fucking bullshit.
Because it's the exact same argument you made against me and Wolfring.
And you didn't give a shit. And I don't give a shit here.
I admitted it. I said I'm wrong.
So why are you going up, bringing it up again?
Well, I'm
I
saying
know, and I don't care, just like you know, and you don't care.
Here's the difference, Shadow. Reddit
and then Poison tries to throw in his 2 cents to pile on. Nobody fucking cares, so I bring it up.
No, what I'm saying is, Shadow, no need to be passive aggressive and all this fucking shit. He's saying, I agree, this is just a little part, and I'm just going to look past it. That's what he said in Wolf's Reign.
No, he didn't.
And then we came back to just make it a nice little quip to have a little joke.
I said that did ruin the show for me.
Yeah, he said that. He said it fucking ruined it.
Yeah, and Shadow also said I'm overreacting. I'm completely overreacting. I'm wrong, and I'm overreacting, and I'm an idiot. Okay.
Because it didn't matter. Because it wasn't the part of the show. It wasn't the biggest part of the show. In this, it's Dragon Ball. It's fighting.
No.
It's
the
Key.
show would have been over episode fucking 2. Wolfram would have never been able to leave. They would have been captured in that first city. But they didn't. Because
next week for when we rewatch Wolf's Reign.
Okay? Oh, fuck you. I will quit this shit if you put me through that shit again. I'm telling you. The dude held out the dog. Held out the hot dog. The dog's human form took the hot dog. And the old man was like, oh, hey, there's fur on my hand now. Ah, some random bird must have came and shed it on my hand. Okay? No. All right? Somehow he was able to pick it up with his mouth out of the dude's hand. And the dude didn't realize a wolf face was on his hand. Or that a hand was wet because a tongue was on it. Or any way. As if another human went and took it. Okay? And that's a big thing, because if he would have realized that and that would have gotten reported, none of the events in the first 4 episodes would have fucking happened, and the show would have been sent on a completely different direction. All right? So that had a huge impact on the story. All right? Now, should that thing worked on Broly? Probably not. All right? But you know what? Fuck it. It's Dragon Ball. They're going to have bullshit ass pulls. It's to be expected.
Yeah, especially Broly movies, or actually just movies in general.
Just movies in general.
Their movies aren't really bulletproof.
All right, so
they had the perfect thing, a device that controlled him. You just didn't have to do the whole fucking stupid backstory of him going to the planet.
Enhanced technology that the others had in the original movie. He was
They could have just followed a similar plot to the first film.
Yeah, but then we'd be on about how they just stole the first
He was literally traveling from planet to planet. He had armies.
They already stole the whole fucking plot of the first film.
No, they stole the character.
No, they stole the plot.
They didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't steal the plot.
He had the same hatred of Vegeta. He wanted Broly to kill Vegeta.
No.
That was the whole
Broly
point.
had a hatred for Kakarot, not Vegeta. First
No,
off.
but what in this? No, both films.
I was thinking
Both films. Peglis was wanted to train Broly to kill Vegeta. That was the whole point of both the films.
Mm-hmm.
That was the entire point of both the films, and that was the same thing that happened in this. That was the same thing Peglis said. Is he wanted to go kill Broly? I mean, he wanted to go kill Vegeta.
Broly wanted to kill Goku, sir.
Yes, but Broly didn't care.
You're talking about.
He didn't know that Goku was even going to be there. Peglis didn't know that Goku was going to be there. He brought Vegeta there to kill Vegeta.
Wanting to kill Goku.
Both films are fully about them Peglis trying to get Broly to kill Vegeta. That is both the films. That is the plot of both these films.
But the thing is, though, the difference is in the first whole orchestrated meteor on this planet, we're going to build this planet to make him stay there for a bit.
Because he didn't think Broly was strong enough to kill Vegeta.
Exactly. In the second one, he just happens upon Vegeta.
Frieza just...
No, he specifically tells Frieza, I want to go kill Vegeta. I want revenge on the people who blew up my planet.
Frieza said you wanted revenge because Frieza knew about the story. Frieza heard about the story.
Which Frieza wouldn't have known.
But Frieza
He wouldn't have known and he wouldn't have cared.
But I'm telling you, Peglis didn't
also, if you're saying that Frieza also would have killed that one old lady as soon as she made fun of his height, he would have just blasted her head off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
100%. Frieza wouldn't have put up with that shit.
Yeah.
Frieza again, even in the film, they say Frieza's killed people for far less.
For less, yeah.
And then she just does it. And
because she knew that's what
Frieza's like, it's fucking stupid.
You got a little mad and laughed on the inside because it's like, yeah, she's right. That is what I wanted. That's why he didn't kill her. Frieza didn't kill her because that's what Frieza wanted.
It doesn't make sense because Frieza can actually just become taller.
Yes,
yeah, but he
can develop.
They said that in the movie.
They even bring that up in the fucking thing. They talk about how stupid that whole concept is. And the Frieza's like, no. Well, then, hey, maybe don't deal with gimmicks. And maybe evolve your base fucking Frieza race form and get to 5, like Cooler did, and just get bigger. Like, you don't... King Cold was in a previous transformation because he was taller.
I don't think their base form changes when they get into evolution. That's the thing.
Yeah, they do. Cooler gets bigger when he gets 5. Cooler in 1 is tiny.
Cooler's not canon.
Cooler's 1 is tiny. Yeah, but neither was Broly, and they brought that back, so why not just steal Cooler, too?
Well, because they haven't stolen it yet. You're just making assumptions.
They're going to eventually. Well, they're probably going to, considering that's the only film that has any credit to it anymore that they could take from. Because they're not doing Tree of Might, they're not doing Lord Slug. They can't do anything else.
They could do Bardock.
No,
Bardock made an appearance.
No, that would be redundant at this point. They already did all of Bardock pretty much in this and Kaid. They kind of kited.
Enough of the Bardock movie was covered in this, so there's really no point.
And they also spoiled the whole entire film anyways for anyone who would have wanted to watch it, because you saw Bardock die in this. So. Yeah. And we know what happens to Planet Vegeta, so the whole 40 minutes of Bardock struggling to save Planet Vegeta would be pointless, because it's going to blow up. You've already seen it.
No, you couldn't do the Bardock movie. Yeah.
Where in the past, you didn't know everything what happened with Bardock and what happened with that, so you see an interesting side of what happened.
Also, Broly's, not Broly, Beerus is fucking nerfed even harder in this movie.
So.
Yeah, they say Broly is stronger than Beerus. Goku does.
No, they joke about it at the end.
No, I'm talking about when Beerus is at the start where he's babysitting.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's keeping an eye on it the whole time.
Yeah, like when they finish up and he's like, okay, it ended cleanly. Yeah, like he was just sitting back. He was paying attention to the whole thing. He was like, it ended just fine. Like he makes that comment.
He was viewing it from Ki the whole time.
Yeah, I'm talking about babysitting the actual baby.
Yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter. It just had the baby on his lap. He probably just made the baby stay on his lap. It's probably what he did the entire hour. It's a couple hours.
But, yeah, he was paying attention to the fight. Like he was aware of what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy's instructions babysitting for you. What?
Yeah, and Beerus is a complete fucking joke after BOG, Battle of Gods. He's a complete joke and a terrible character after Battle of Gods.
He's a joke.
Even in Revival of F, he's a complete fucking joke.
Again, he's a joke character.
It's the worst. They took a really cool character and they played to the one quirk that made him funny and interesting, and they overdid it, and they killed the fucking character.
Yeah,
And
Well,
that's
here's
what
the
this
thing
is.
about Beerus.
I
like
hear
that.
another, ooh, this is
see
so delicious thing from
glimpses
Beerus.
of-
I'm gonna have to go up. Like,
Yeah, that's right in the fucking beginning of this film, somewhere near, like, the moment you see him, he's doing that.
With his first scene, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking infuriating.
It's like, please stop. So,
And then
it's
even
not
when they're
funny.
talking about going to the fight, Beerus is like, will there be any
Is there
food
good
there? And
food?
Goku's like, probably not. He's like, that I'm not going. Just like,
Yeah,
great.
no, it gets old. Like that is a worn out joke. I agree there. It's a very worn out old joke that does not need to be made anymore.
No, they need to make Beerus like you saw
They can't.
glimpses in.
They can't anymore. Beerus is beyond. He can't be a serious
He's a complete
character
joke.
now.
You can't
They
make him
made
serious
him-
anymore.
You can't turn someone from a gag character to a serious character after having them start as a serious character. That's not a three-way road.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you're either-
kind of.
Once you become a gag character, if you start as a gag character, you can become serious. But if you're not a gag character at first, you become one, you're unredeemable. You can't go back. It's just not. It just doesn't work. Because everyone's still gonna. Because once you become that gag, you're gonna be looked at as that joke character.
I mean, Roshi kind of went like that. He was serious at the start, trained Goku, and then
Roshi had seriousness the whole time, though.
Yeah.
They have a whole thing where they go to the world tournament, and he takes on an alter ego of Jackie Chun, and he kicks all of his pupils' asses, and he wins the world tournament, I think.
no,
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
funny.
thinking is he wants to keep Goku out of the limelight because he knows how that world treats him and how
Yeah.
he'll get desensitized, and he only beats Goku because his legs are slightly longer.
He beats the shit out of Goku to teach him a lesson in humility.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is he was actually going to lose to Goku, and then he was just like, "Hey, let's end this with one kick, okay?" And Goku's like, "Yeah, that sounds great." And then they kick, and his legs are slightly longer, so he
Because
won.
he's smarter.
Yeah.
Of
He's
course
more
he's
intelligent
smarter.
than Goku because Goku's an idiot when he's a
I hope
child.
you're smarter than a I think there were 7 at that time. 7-year-old kid when you're like 80.
Yeah, but he's a sane kid, so he has advanced intelligence.
Yeah, so I hope he's
Actually,
smart.
Krillin was at the same level as him. Actually, Krillin was smarter because he was raised in a temple the entire time. But
Yeah.
He was, yeah. He was raised in a Buddhist.
Peglas hijacks the fucking ship, and I get it that Saiyan looks weak and all, but Broly's father just jacked him. He's like, sure, I'll just chill with this, I guess. And just kind of sits there, doesn't jump out the ship or anything.
Nope.
And float down.
Dude at a power level like 1,000. Like,
Yeah, but he just fucking, just like, alright, guess I'm going along with you stealing the ship. Alright, sir. I'm totally not going to die if I go along with this and say, hey, why didn't you fight to the death trying to stop him?
He probably would have still been killed in all honesty.
No, he would have died. He would have been killed if he went back to Planet Vegeta because he let a fucking person who he knew
like,
you don't just steal a ship. Like, they'd kill you.
I'm just saying, like, if he turned around and he jumped out the ship midair, they would have.
He could have fell backwards. I would have fell backwards and made it look like he kicked me out if he knew he was weaker. Or just, like, punched the dude and Peglets would have knocked him out,
They would have still probably killed him, though. Like, it's a kind of rule.
I don't think they would have killed him if they got the shit kicked out of him. He was an engineer.
No, Vegeta would have probably killed him still. King Vegeta would have probably killed him because he would have said, you're too weak, and he would have killed him. That's literally the type of King.
No, King Vegeta doesn't really care so much about you being too weak. He admits that there's a low class and a high class, and he wants them to stay in their places.
He admits there's a low class and a high class, but he
There's
still
a
won't
mid class
accept
where
failure.
Nappa sits.
That's a rabbit, sir. And
Super
Nappa was
Saiyan
actually
3 Nappa.
Nappa was
actually
a high
close to
end, yes,
high
but
end,
he's-
yeah, because he was the commander of
He
the
never
Saiyan ground
shows it.
forces. He was a commander, actually. If you watch his fight with Goku, he was the commander of the Saiyans of a Saiyan squad. So he was a commander. He was an
So
officer,
fucking-
sir.
He
He
might have
was
been
a-
the commander of that one squad that you see in this, where it's the two nobodies and Raditz and Vegeta, and they look so fucking creepy.
Mhm.
They don't know how to do kids in this. It's so fucking weird because they have Goten and Trunks. How did they forget how to draw children? It's so fucking weird. Ugh. Oh, and then he just shoots the dude. Yeah. Thanks for making me listen to whine the whole time. Rather than him not being on the damn ship in the first place. Thanks for throwing in that fucking stupid character that did nothing. Made him whine, made me listen to him the entire time, and then he does nothing for the entirety of the fucking thing and just dies. Great.
No,
couldn't have just hijacked an empty ship. No, that would have been too much fucking work.
He could have, but they wanted him to have a pilot, man. Come on now.
They wanted to have somebody that he could explain the entire plot of what was happening to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because audiences are so fucking dumb nowadays that they can't figure out, oh, well, he's leaving to go get his son. Yeah, like I needed him to fucking say it.
I mean, most people are. Like, most audiences are pretty fucking stupid. Like...
And then this is me getting pissed off about every fucking other line is exposition during the fucking Bardock part. Where it's just explaining every single fucking thing. This was a moment where I looked around the theater and every single person was on their phones. I straight up tapped the dude next to me, which I was pissed off they said next to me. Because there was like, to the left, far left, there was an extra 3 seats and 3 of them were open. And he's fucking walked into my aisle and sat next to me. I was like, oh, I fucking hate you. But he did it, so I was like, I'm going to make use of it. And I tapped him when he was on his phone. He's like, so are you bored right now during this film? He's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this part. And he was on his phone almost the entire time. Put it down at the beginning when the fight started, but that's like 59 minutes in. Every other line is expedition during the part. Why is this episode of Bardock? Super didn't need to be done.
I wouldn't really say it's an episode of Bardock.
They do the whole of episode of Bardock. And
no,
also...
They do a small part of the episode of Bardock.
Bardock is the protag of a detective novel, apparently, during his whole fucking scene.
They do
he's a terrible warrior.
Very small part, yeah.
But he's an amazing scientist.
Brilliant.
Me! I'm amazing.
As far as the protag of a fucking detective novel, apparently, with how he's fucking handling every situation. And also, Bardock is way too fucking nice. The entire time, he's acting like the super nice, chill dude.
Yeah,
he's
because
not.
He has S cells. He has S cells, man.
That's stupid. He's never been to Earth.
Doesn't matter. He has a high count of S cells for a
He's
Saiyan.
never encountered a human. He shouldn't have S cells that would allow him to turn into a Super Saiyan.
No, because Yamoshi was able to get S cells. He was the first Super Saiyan. The first Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Yamoshi?
He got S cells.
Yeah, no, Yamoshi's the first Super Saiyan.
He's the first Super Saiyan, and that is declared canon.
Yep.
It's not in the show or in the anime, but it is declared canon by Toriyama himself.
Yep.
Yep. His name is Yamoshi. He was the first Super Saiyan. Now, he wasn't strong. He was killed by normal Saiyans. But he was the first Super Saiyan.
Fucking Bardock's way too nice. He's being nice to his wife and shit. In the fucking old stuff, you don't even know. It's hard to tell who Bardock's wife actually is. People watch that episode of Bardock and think Goku's was that fucking pink Saiyans. The girl in his squads. That was his love child or some shit. Because you don't see the wife because it doesn't matter. Because he doesn't actually care about his wife because Saiyans aren't family men. That's why Vegeta's so apart from Bulma the entire time. They even make it apart. Bardock, why do you care? And they're like, Bardock, why do you care? Most Saiyan men don't care about their children. He's like, well, I spent all this time destroying something. I want to save something for once. Bullshit!
He says, I don't know. He says, I guess it's because I always destroy something.
It's so fucking dumb. He's a Saiyan through and through.
Yeah, that's why
he wouldn't feel like that ever.
A real Saiyan wouldn't be a scientist.
A real Space Marine wouldn't create peace.
A real Space Marine wouldn't be Prime Minister.
They would kill the fucking Xenos.
Yeah?
You wouldn't see a Space Marine cohorting with Xenos. You would kill that Space Marine because he's a coward.
No, he's a traitor.
Well, first off, how do you compare a Saiyan father liking his wife and child to a Space Marine killing a Xenos? A Xenos.
That's very similar.
That is not similar. It's a completely different species.
Saiyans don't care about their fucking children. The mothers care about the children because they have to raise them, but the males are usually all fighting.
Yes, usually
taking
Bardock
control of
was
the
an
planet.
exception. Bardock was different. That was the whole point of that.
That was so. He's not though. That's what makes Bardock good. Is that he's just a Saiyan.
Well, here's the thing.
He's a Saiyan that uncovers a plot and is too weak to stop Frieza. It's a great fucking film.
Shadow.
Yes.
So, there's a scene where they actually do care about their children. Space Marines. So, isn't this ironic?
You even said that Space Marines don't have kids.
Yeah, and then
they
you
do.
realize there is a scene.
Gestation pods. You remember that Tyranids versus Blood Angel?
Yep.
There's a scene where
he gets the gene
Lictor,
seed.
Yeah, the Lictor lets a bunch of gene stealers in to where the new Blood Angels are being made.
Oh god, that's fucking stupid.
No, it's actually awesome because then the leader has to run away from the front. Then the front fucking falls. And then Dante loses to some, like, almost dies to some gene stealers, but then kills the Swarm Lord.
Even though he's almost dead and is able to take on this much powerful thing.
And he's been fighting for 3 weeks on end. Against Tyranids, the unending horde.
And he totally doesn't have to worry about ammo or sharpness of a weapon.
No, he actually doesn't need to worry about ammo. That's one thing.
Or are they sitting next to a pile of unlimited bullets?
Nah. No. His thing is like, how do I arm a whole entire planet?
You just cut out.
Oh, I said, how do you arm a whole entire planet of las guns and bullets and and then the Lictor just rips off its arms and goes to where the force field is, and then blows itself up. And then all hell breaks loose. Yeah, that was a good book. Devastation of Balls. Recommend it if you like Warhammer.
Children look freakish in this. It's so fucking creepy.
Who?
Oh my fucking god, still more of this this fucking Wizenbeerus slapstick. Fuck off. That moment. Frieza's men stole the Dragon Balls.
Broly relationship?
That's in a bet. That's in a second.
Yeah, I don't really.
Frieza.
Yeah, I don't know if people think it's romantic. I think it's more like a mother-son relationship.
It's totally fucking
I
would say totally wouldn't if they didn't have the dude stepping up to them in the fucking cafeteria, going, "Hey baby, why don't you hang out with real men?"
Yeah. I understand
and Broly getting pissed off at that.
But I still think it was more of a motherly love type of relationship.
Something I can tell Reddit, you might agree with this. Tarzan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Player.
That's what I was also thinking when I was watching it. Me Tarzan, you Tarzan, me Jane.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was also getting heavy vibes from that.
It still felt more motherly.
Especially when they were sitting down during
more motherly, childly than like relationship couple. I love you type thing.
No, I don't think it was love, but I think Broly had the hots for her, and she didn't get it.
Maybe. It might be like that, but either way, it just felt more of like a mother.
And she thought she was looking after him, and Broly's like, "You're the first woman I've seen.
Ever."
Maybe.
I like you.
Maybe it is, but it just felt more motherly than it felt like. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if you're just looking from her end, but I saw the whole Broly scene, so
I'm all kind of pissed right now.
I miss GT's serious handling of the Dragon Balls and wishes. Where in this you have multiple people.
Handling of the Dragon Balls and
Bulma wants to be younger.
Where you have multiple fucking people making incredibly stupid wishes.
Yeah.
Incredibly stupid wishes.
Yeah, because there's no negative repercussion. There's no generation of evil energy.
And it's just a magic wish dragon that could be used on stupid shit. Like Android 18. Or 17. Hey, I'm gonna get a yacht. The fuck? Just ask Bulma. She's probably got 6. Hey Bulma. Hey Bulma. I'll let you. I owe you a favor. Can I have a yacht to take my family on for a bit as a vacation? Because they have that in Super. They've done that in the beginning of Super. They're on a fucking yacht somewhere in the beginning. I don't know if it's
birthday.
I don't know if it's in between the first two movies or if it's at the beginning.
No, that is Resurrection.
No, it's during Battle of Z.
Yeah.
Almost birthday. Beerus hits her during her birthday party. And that was he just snaps and says, "Don't touch my Bulma."
Yeah. And then the old best song ever.
But in the movie, they're on the island or some shit. They're on a...
No, they were on the yacht.
They're on like a fucking mansion.
No, they were on the yacht at the beginning of the movie.
Were they? That was in the very... Because I remember the whole...
Then when he returned...
I remember them sitting around eating food in like a...
Yeah, it was a yacht, and then he left, and Beerus would be like, "I'll be back." And then when he returned, they were at the mansion.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. That's been years. That's, again, like 5 minutes of a film. That's the first 5 minutes of some shit.
Where
side tangent. Sorry to derail something. I need to file a complaint to Forge World. My Dreadnought does not have a giant spear, and I must need my giant spear.
Mm-hmm.
Dreadnought sounds bad.
Yeah, his main weapon isn't there. I need to get in contact with him.
Are you sure it just doesn't come in another kit?
No, it doesn't. Because
it's
it comes
supposed
in.
To.
There's the parts list. And I don't
and
have
you paid premium, and it's not there? Nice.
I didn't pay premium. I paid regular shipping. I'm going to look around though before I file this, but I want my Dreadnought to be nice. I'm going to spend like a good week painting this bitch.
So they made Frieza petty. Why the Dragon Ball Z to wish to be what? King Cold's height? Just use the other transformations, you fucking idiot.
No.
Why the fuck stay in 4? Or evolve beyond 4 and stop taking around with Golden and hit 5 like Cooler and grow a couple feet like, you probably should rather than relying on parlor tricks like Golden. But no. Or just fucking wish you have a bigger... Wish yourself to be a couple feet bigger and say it's your new transformation. You grow your armor. Just grow like a spike. Let your armor grow in a spike and then just say, yeah, I got bigger. This is my new transformation.
Wait.
Who's going to argue with Frieza? Anybody?
Wait. I mean, people still call him small.
Not if he's fucking King Cold's height.
Well, I'm just saying.
Wait, Shadow, what are you talking about 5 and Cooler, by the way? I'm confused a little bit.
Cooler is in his 5th transformation.
No,
Cooler has a 5th transformation.
He went Golden, that's it, in Heroes. He hasn't gone beyond that.
No. I'm not talking about in Heroes. I'm talking about Cooler's transformation when he gets the faceplate over his mouth.
I think that's
he bulks up and he gets... Hold on, let me type in Final Form Cooler.
Final Form Cooler, isn't it the one from the first movie?
Yep.
That's not 5. That's not 5.
Yeah, he gets the face mask. The one where he gets his face mask.
Gold. 4 is gold. He goes golden at one point in Heroes. So the final form is before that.
No, okay. Here.
That's like 3. If you're talking about the one from the second movie, that's like, or the first movie, that's 3. That's
no, he gets this face mask. That's that's the one I'm talking about. That's his final one. And then type in Cooler. I'm probably going to get the same images. That's a water cooler. I don't know what I expected.
Bio Cooler?
No, that's Bio Cooler. That's some bullshit.
He's cool.
That's some stupid bullshit.
Yeah, that's not 5. That's 3. What you just showed up there.
No, because his original form is the one that Frieza's always sitting in. That's Cooler's equivalent to the one to Final Form Frieza. That one above it is the one where he's one step beyond that. Either that's his version of full power or that's 5. He grows a couple feet when he does it, meaning it's a different transformation.
Yeah, but it's definitely not 5 because he's not. He develops Golden, and Golden's the 4th transformation.
No,
but that's Heroes though. That's not.
Yeah. But you want the unacknowledged kineticity, or else you wouldn't be bringing up Cooler. So Heroes is accounting for this conversation.
No, but he could just go beyond. That's the whole point.
Go even further beyond.
But his next transformation is going to make him taller or not. He doesn't know.
But it could.
It's possible.
His other ones do. His other ones do. He could also, and I'm saying, he could just grow his armor out a bit.
That's the thing.
He could just grow his armor and say it's a do transformation.
Yeah, but he just wants his base to be bigger. It's a mental thing for him.
Yeah, and he can, and in his base,
like Wiz turned around and told Bulma, "Why don't you become 10 years younger or wish for eternal youth?"
Because Bulma's always been petty, though.
Petty. Yeah,
but Frieza could have just wished to be bigger, grew armor spikes out of his full armor coating that he has on. Okay. He could have grown armor spikes, which he could totally do, and just say, "This is my new form." And it's taller. You don't even have to make a new form.
Like, I see Frieza, and with his personality, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this dude's petty as fuck. He just never needs to because he's arrogant as fuck.
He wouldn't have cared because if anything, I didn't even say anything or thought anything, he would just kill him. It was a stupid fucking thing.
Yeah, it was a stupid thing. That was the whole point of it. Yes, it was a joke, just like the Bulma thing. It was a joke, just like the Wiz and Beerus food jokes are
just like Frieza. He's becoming a joke.
Frieza has been a joke, sir.
Ever since Super. Thanks, Super.
Okay. So, like, Frieza has been a joke.
No, Frieza's been a joke in Super.
He got was Mecha Frieza.
And he got Mecha Frieza was...
He was a joke as Mecha Frieza. He just kind of got jobbed.
He was a jobber as Mecha Frieza. He wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
And all jobbers are jokes.
Yeah, jobbers are joke.
Name a good jobber.
Raditz.
Raditz was not
a good jobber.
You also have Raccoon, Jice, Birder, Ginyu.
And Raccoon would be the only one I give you that. And that's more to do DBZA.
No.
Raccoon was really shitty in base DBZ.
Also, Raccoon wasn't
he's a big tough guy. And he just dies.
Shit out of everyone except Goku.
Yeah.
Raccoon's actually kind of threatening in base.
Wasn't really that good.
He's again, it's a similar thing to Broly. He's beating up on kids for the most part, or people way weaker than him, and he's trashing the shit out of everybody else. And then Goku comes in and one-shots everybody. But that's a different thing. Because that's how power works in Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah. No, you're tough until Goku shows up. Then you're weak.
Mm-hmm. No, you're tough until somebody stronger than you shows up, unless they're malicious.
Yeah, that's Goku.
Because Goku comes up and...
Yeah. Like, don't act like that really happens with anyone else. It happens like once, a few times with Vegeta, but that's about it.
Vegeta just comes up and it's like, hey guys, ball.
Piccolo does it once against Cell in his first form, when he first fused with Kami.
He also does it against Frieza.
Piccolo?
Yeah, he does it against Frieza. He beats the shit out of Frieza, and then Frieza transforms.
He's kind of toying with him, though, because he just didn't want to transform. Like, he was able to beat up Frieza's first form. And then not get killed by the second.
This is my final form. This is a predator.
Horrible, I look like a Xenomorph form. You know, he kind of beat the shit out of him.
Oh, that form. I wish there was a more
form where he looks like he's from Aliens, which he could just use that form because he's really tall in that form too.
Yeah, they use that form because it's copyright infringing.
He doesn't like how it looks.
Yeah, no game ever uses it. I'm sad because of it.
No, they have it. The good ones do. Budokais do, I think.
Budokai,
Raging Blast do. Yeah. Raging Blast is great too because you can make all the forms have different abilities and different powers and different like skill slots. So you can say, oh, when he's in his first form, he's a shooter, so you can buff his ki. Then when he's in his second form, he's more of a brawler and beater. You buff his physical and health and defense. It's great. And then you can evolve as you transform. And then, if you want to be super cheesy, when you get to final form, you can put on the metal Frieza. And then when you die, you come back with another life bar. And people get real annoyed at you because you've gone through 5 transformations of stalling at that point. Which would actually be 6 now. If they were the new Raging Blast.
Should do that hit. Every so often you just transform.
Well, in fucking Hit, if you had Hit in Raging Blast, you would literally not have a game anymore. He would break it. The way Raging Blast worked, Hit would not. The only reason Hit works in Xenoverse is because he's super restrictive.
Yeah, you would just turn his time stop into a base ability. You just wouldn't let him be able to stop time.
He'd be translated as a speed up.
Yeah.
That would be very difficult to do in Raging Blast because the way it works.
That's kind of a tough thing to do in general. That's why it's just abilities. Those are just abilities. His time stop.
That's why they did that in fucking Fighters, because they're like, let's have hit, but not do anything hitty.
Well, you can't do anything. You can't put that in a fighting game. It doesn't work in a fighting game.
It's why you shouldn't put him in any of the fucking fighting games.
But you have to, because he was a popular character.
Frieza give a single shit or even know about the first place that Broly's father and where Broly were scorned by Vegeta. They wouldn't care. They also blew up the planet, so I don't see how they would have any record of that to go dig through.
Yeah, well, but you know
unless they store it in the cloud.
Villains a bunch of times know about things that happened off screen. Whenever they do backstories that time, they'd never see it.
Frieza specifically wouldn't have cared. He specifically never would have cared about knowing the backstory. That's Frieza's personality. He wouldn't have cared. And at no point did he get an underling to tell him what happened.
I would agree with you there. I do agree with you there. Yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that one. No, he wouldn't have given a shit.
Continues on. Broly sees the girl for the first time. She's nice to him, and he's down for it, but why are they trying to make Broly anything but a berserker? You literally ruin the character. All you have to do is make a new one, and you alleviate all the issues like this. If you just made a different character, this whole story plot would have been fine. But no, they had to do Broly.
I don't know about that. I still think I think you would complain just as hard about this.
If they had a different character who did different things and weren't trying to be a legendary Super Saiyan I wouldn't have cared. Straight up, same thing with Andromeda. If they did just anything that wasn't Broly, I wouldn't have cared. All my shit with Frieza, if that shit was still there, still have the same issues. With Frieza, everything else, but I wouldn't have cared about the air quotes Broly character if he was in there. And he had a different transformation that wasn't legendary Super Saiyan. If he did have the same transformation that was legendary Super Saiyan, I would have said that was stupid and bullshit. But I did that with Kefla and Kale.
Or Kale.
Which was dumb.
Kefla wasn't technically.
Yeah, she wasn't, but she was getting half power from it. Because base Kale was not powerful at all. And
No, what I'm saying, like, Kefla was more the Kale form, so she was more Super Saiyan. She didn't take the legendary Super Saiyan, like, aspect for the most part. Again, no, it's like, that's kind of the thing that makes me annoyed about the Broly. It's like, why? Like, your first Broly sucked. You tried to redo it, and people didn't like it, because you're like, oh, it has to be a woman now. Because we don't want the SJWs to get mad at us.
We need to somehow
even though that the whole action of that character is weak, pathetic, and jobber.
Yeah, no,
where she existed to blow up the stage so that they could stop doing an open field and have nobody fighting in it.
No, it was stupid. It's like, and then like, for example, like when they go around teaching everyone Super Saiyan, that was dumb. He's like, you know what should have happened? When Cabal seen Frieza or Vegeta go Super Saiyan, he should have freaked out because there was only one other person he knew could go Super Saiyan, and that was Khalifa. You know, and then he made him turn Super Saiyan by threatening to kill the planet, rather than this whole tingling in your back bullshit.
Yeah.
Khalifa should have learned off screen how to go Super Saiyan. You know, and then he should have just like, he's like, oh my god, are you Super Saiyan? And Vegeta looks at him like, so you do know of the legend. You know, it's like, I'm impressed. You know, rather than just having him have to explain what a Super Saiyan is to the kids step by step. So.
It was during this whole period of time where they were sitting there just talking and explaining, where I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this movie is way too fucking long. Most of this beginning stuff could have been cut or at least thinned, but kept it all in. Oh my god, Broly had a pet. This is so fucking dumb.
I like that.
And he's wearing its fucking stupid pet's ear on its fucking waist. Oh, God.
I like that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking stupid.
I like that. I'll disagree with you on that. I don't think that was stupid at all.
We need this character to be a good guy, because we need him in the future.
Yeah, they tried
to redefine the just random berserker. Because they realized that character...
It was a targeted berserker.
Yeah, targeted at someone who screamed when he was a baby.
The only person who ever scorned him in his entire life and he wasn't able to destroy. It was a power thing. The only person who ever beat him was when Goku was a child. When Kakarot was a child. So that's why he hated him so much. Or that's why the alter ego of him hated him so much. The legendary Super Saiyan incarnate wanted to destroy Goku because he was a child. Also, dying when you're a child would have been a super power up now that I think about it. Because it's fucking the way Saiyans work.
Yeah.
Getting stabbed would have made him stronger.
I don't know. The Saiyan handbook was written at that time, so I don't think that'll apply there.
Even Frieza goes off on that shit in this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh look, another fucking supervillain that advances during the fight. Add him to the rest of the pile. I'm thankful Jiren didn't advance or get any stronger.
Yeah, he was just God already.
I hated Jiren. Jiren was a horrible character.
I appreciate that more than just consistent advancement and improvement during a fight where you're fighting millions of leagues above your level of where you were.
No, you know what? I would have preferred if Jiren had anything unique about his fighting. Anything conceptually different than just, I'm strong. That's why Jiren sucked. There was nothing unique about him. He was the most blandest character, and they made him the most powerful character, and they kept him bland. His backstory was just as bland as he is as a character. Jiren is one of, if not the worst character in Dragon Ball Super. And that's fucking impressive with the Tournament of Power. But I think Jiren is the worst character.
I think the Love Rangers are the worst.
No,
I
the
don't
Love
think
Rangers
it's much
had-
worse than
The
the
love
Love
characters
Rangers.
had something to stand out. Make
They
them
were
unique.
so
You
awful,
didn't
though.
like them. You didn't like them. Okay.
I see why you didn't
That's
like
fine. Most
but
people
they at
don't
least
like
had
them.
a moment.
They had something to them. Unlike Jiren, who's just, I'm fucking
I mean,
strong.
you didn't like Jiren,
That's
but
it.
he had something to him. He had that
What did he
backstory that
have?
people love. That people love those characters with those backstories.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
been
but he
proven
had
that people love him. It's why it's still fucking done.
I don't
It's
care.
not
I
much
don't
different
care
from
about-
Sasuke of, oh, my family and everyone was dead, so I'm getting strong. And why is he so
That's
strong?
fine.
'Cause-
Hey, the master want to have their own opinion. That's fine. I'm saying I think Jiren's backstory wasn't that great. It wasn't the worst. They just left a lot out. Like, okay, after everybody died.
No, they left everything out.
Oh,
I'm
the
saying
fuck
I'm happier with the fight that Jiren had with
no, his fight
Goku than I
that
was with hits with
fun.
Goku's.
No. I didn't like either, but no. Because again, if Jiren had something that was special, besides
Jiren
I
probably
punch you
could have
really
just
fucking
nuked everyone
hard.
off the map.
Jiren allowed me to see Ultra Instinct, which was neat.
Okay.
That's the press. That's what Jiren was.
No,
Is he was
Goku
and
went
he was
over
a
it.
totem
No,
for Ultra
because you would have
Instinct.
saw it against Kefla. So even if Jiren wasn't there, you still would have gotten to see it.
I would have gotten a smidgen of it.
No, Kefla just would have been stronger because she would have been fighting him at the end.
Also,
No, they would have had somebody else if Jiren wasn't there. It
Also,
would have been
Shadow.
Topo or something.
Yeah, you
what's
see,
it called?
Topo at least he had something that made his fighting unique.
No,
For the
no, he just
tournament.
fought like out of instruction.
Yeah, exactly. The instructions don't really fight. They had a 30-second fight. at
He
the
really
beginning of
didn't
the
do
tournament.
anything different. He just shot Akai
Yeah,
out.
but he still
like
had a
Ki
unique.
Blast.
He still had something unique about him.
But it didn't
Jiren had nothing
function any different from a
unique
Ki Blast because
about
Vegeta was
him.
able to punch through it. Like he could have Ki
Okay.
Blast, so it really...
Yeah. Deus
well,
Ex
that's because he
Machina,
had pure
Dragon
power.
Ball. Okay, but I'm saying at least he had something unique about him. Jiren had nothing unique about him. Nothing.
Yeah. Also,
His back
you,
isn't
you're
unique.
like, I don't like how Broly can fight leagues above him. That was like everyone against Jiren in the final. He could have literally just Ki blasted everyone off the
Yeah,
map.
that was, again, huge issue
They're
of
the
mine.
same thing. So
Again, immense issue of mine during
You
that
know,
whole
it's like
film. I mean, during that
Jiren
whole
is the
arc.
most bland, horrible fucking character in Super.
Who
But
just
they're
got
sitting there the
strong.
whole time and they're telling him, no, Jiren, save your power. You're gonna need it. For who? He's stronger than everyone. He can kill everyone right now. Just start from the top and work your way down.
In all honesty, if he would just walked up and walked up and attacked Universe 7 at the beginning, everyone else would have just quit
Yeah,
because
they
their
would've been
one opponent
gone.
was gone. Everyone would have quit because everyone just wanted to fight. Everyone wanted to fight Universe 7. So if you just eliminated them at the beginning, everyone just would have forfeited. They didn't want to fight anyone else. Nobody wanted to fight anyone but Universe 7. That was the biggest issue with.
No, they would have fought other people to save their universe, but they wouldn't have
I think they would have just surrendered.
No, because that would mean their universe would blow up.
Well,
they wouldn't have surrendered.
If Jiren had the pure heart, Xeno would just restore everything.
Jiren didn't have a pure heart. He would have wished for ultimate power or some bullshit. Because that was the whole point about Jiren, was that he didn't have any goodness in him until the last moment, and Goku brings it out of him.
Yeah,
because it was so fucking stupid, and they showed that with when Topo dies, and he's just like, "You can do it, Jiren," and Jiren's just pissed off at Topo. He's like, "I didn't think he was this cold."
Yeah, and he was just like,
and Jiren's like, "You were weak.
Yourself. You failed me. I must fight now. I didn't want to fight. No, I must fight."
No, it's also what I'm saying here is still just as bad as any other place. Any other place, they give it the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's no exception. The Tournament of Power is one of the worst things ever.
I just hated Jiren's character. Like he was the worst character in that arc. He had nothing distinct, nothing to make him stand out besides I punch shit harder than you.
I say it was Love Troopers, but Jiren's close second.
Yeah. The Love Troopers at least had a nice
gimmick. They had their cheating scene.
Yeah, where it's just like, how dare you fight someone when they transform, and everyone's like, you are the hypocrite. You are a hypocrite.
When 17 hit him.
You 2v1 someone all day.
How dare you? That was a funny moment that just makes you get pissed at everybody because of how stupid it was. Yes.
Yeah. That was a moment where the ugliest girl was just like, I'm cute. Just like, yeah, that's mom's.
Oh, no, she was cute before, then she transforms and gets fat.
Yeah, I know, that's the funny thing.
That was annoying.
She was beautiful, and then she just became this pig.
And then she found the power of love. Oh, well, they're poison.
That's just their world perspective of beauty, because beauty is just subjective.
He's the power of love, even though Vegeta's a mile ahead of them the entire time. He chooses not to knock him out. It's the biggest problem with the fucking power arc. Is that, hey, if all these characters are so weak, why don't you just knock them all out?
They're all Super Saiyan.
Because they all need to fight Universe 7 one at a time.
Super Saiyan 2 is being nice. Piccolo never achieved Super Saiyan 2 power level, and he was able to fight against people. So...
Super Saiyan 2 is stronger than a whole planet worth of people.
I think Piccolo was able to do it because he was able to fight Cell. Oh, no.
Base Cell.
Never mind, yeah.
Once Cell hit the second form, Piccolo
my brain was just overriding itself.
Yeah. Piccolo's like, I can no longer fight him once he transformed the first time.
Yep.
He could fight Base Cell, so no. It's like Piccolo was like he's like a slightly stronger Super Saiyan 1. That's what Piccolo was.
He's the saddest of the boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's very sad, yeah. After fusing with Kami, yes.
It's like, I got a huge power up. Someone made a
when he was fighting his one...
Save
when
the
he
world.
Was fighting against his strong opponents, and he was fighting the two Namekians, who absorbed a whole vase worth of things, which was the coolest concept in the tournament for any of the other characters, I might add.
Yeah, they were the coolest characters.
No, conceptually, like as a concept, they were kind of the coolest because the concept of why they were strong was because they ran around and absorbed their whole race, which is the fusion technique, which is something that's been used a few times during the show and is known and we have seen before. So it was a very interesting thing to see. It made them.
I do have one small problem with that though. If it's so good, why not just fuse with them fusing?
I don't.
They should have fused and eaten each other.
They probably should have, yeah. Yeah.
That was my one issue, is that it didn't culminate into one. They had to culminate into two.
Right?
So you had them bouncing off each other.
They didn't have enough fighters. Maybe they were like, we'll fuse again if we
I think you could have just used the job, but it would have been more interesting just to have a lone Namekian who's super fucking grim and just dead silent because he's got a million voices in his head.
Oh no, I understand what you're saying. I do. I'm just saying, like, those characters, though, like, that made them stand out. I'm saying it made them stand out from the crowd. than from just this
Yeah,
generic
they stood out
mad
amongst
scientist
it,
who had
but
a
like
super...
you're talking about
Mhm.
some quartz in a pile of shit. Like,
Oh, I understand. I understand, but I'm just saying though, like they at least made him try to stand out. I'm saying not a lot of people tried to stand out during that tournament.
no, they
You
tried to
know.
make him stand up. They gave a lot of people fucking stupid gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of really dumb gimmicks.
Yeah, so.
Almost all of them are forgettable, though.
Sadly, they never gave one to Jiren. They just left him in Shipville.
He was
made him the
always
most
no. He was
blandest
just the
fucking
generic
character.
strong dude.
Yeah.
Super, super bland. Yep. Just
Everyone
complete
hated
dog
Jiren.
shit.
No,
Yeah.
people
They
like
had
Jiren.
fighters.
People like him. People like Jiren.
People like Jiren.
Yeah.
Again,
I
people
think
like
he's a horrible
the
character.
people like the I got stronger because everyone died arc. I don't know why.
Mhm.
I don't know why,
People
especially when
like
it doesn't
that
make any sense
bland
how it makes you
ass
stronger. But
would've
everyone
loved- I
died,
would've-
therefore I
I
got
would've
stronger.
loved
I
to
died
see
twice,
if they
therefore
had
I
a
get
whole
stronger.
backstory about how he learned to turn his anger into strength. You know, and it's like, okay, so Jiren's just a Gohan on crack. He's a super mystic form, kind of. You know, like he kind of took a
This is
different
the
path.
end of
but he's like a
Mystic
mystic.
form. We
Yeah.
could have had a Jiren that Goku.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if Jiren's power was because he learned to like control his anger, right? I mean, someone who does it really kind of cool is there's a fan series called Absalon, and what they did is they took Gohan's mystic form and they gave it a unique little twist, but Gohan doesn't even know about, where he's just like passively doing like a spirit ball, and he's just absorbing energy whenever he's in mystic form. So whenever he's mystic, he's just passively getting stronger because he's just absorbing the planet's energy nonstop when he's in that state. You know, sadly, it's a fan series, so it's not, you know, really any
also
value,
fan
but it was
series,
still
you
kind
got
of
that. No?
it was kind of a cool thing. It was just kind of a cool thing when they brought it up. I was like, huh, it's kind of a cool thing. That's kind of something I actually like, and I would have loved if they would have stolen that. You know, like.
I don't think you're gonna get anything more with Mystic though. I think it's
no,
pretty much
we're
dead.
definitely not. No,
They're gonna
Mystic-
transform him. He's gonna hit
Yeah.
God or something when he needs to.
no, he's not going.
Just
God,
like Trunks got half God, they're gonna
They're
kick him up.
rumoring like he's gonna get like a white or some shit, like some.
Yeah.
Saiyan
An alternative to Rose.
Yeah, something
Rose,
like that.
the orange Goku.
Rose, really cool fucking transformation. Had a lot of unique shit. Then they ruined it because they forced him to
I
fuse
even
with
like
a
his
monster.
color palette.
Yeah, I didn't mind the color palette. He was really cool though. Like he developed a really like unique abilities where he was able to like open up the dimensions. I liked how Xenoverse even played with that a little bit. And when he ripped open the dimensions of summoning clones, he started summoning villains. It was like, oh god, why is Broly here? Because he summoned them from he opened portals in different dimensions. Is this all those dimensions were in the same universe? Everyone still hates Goku. You know, it was a really cool concept of an ability that you could do a lot with.
Yeah.
And they ended up trashing it and saying, nope, fuse.
Yeah. No, and then he just trashed it and fused them. Yeah. Again, that was the worst thing about that arc was that he fused with him.
That whole arc would have been 1,000 times better. We said it before, but it would have been much better if fucking Goku Black just killed Zamasu before he made his wish and wished for immortality.
Maybe he would have just absorbed him or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like he consumed him. Like, yeah, you're immortal, but I just consumed your life force. You know, so technically
I'm
you're
immortal
not dead.
and strong.
But
because
now,
Zamasu hated immortals.
Yeah.
I mean, Zamasu hated immortals both. So why not have the mortal eat the only remaining immortal?
Yeah.
That would have existed with him. I mean, it would have made more sense, but they chose not to.
It would have made sense in the
They
illogical
fused
way
him
of
to
which
make
they
God,
were
and then it had a God complex, and he was in the fucking holy pose. And it was like,
yeah, then they turned around and they're like, oh no, he's actually immortal. They can't legitimately kill him. Okay, summon Zeno, he'll be our cheat button for this. And it's like, oh yay, Zeno, my most favorite character. I don't hate.
Same thing with having Wiz nearby the fight this whole time during the movie. It's like, great. I'm going to look. Anything that happens to the planet doesn't matter because Wiz is here. And he can just rewind time. Thanks for having that character existing.
I hated that too. That was
This
so
is
bad.
where JoJo is better because you don't have to justify why they're suddenly super strong and how a weaker person got to that level. They just keep resetting the button.
Except for Jotaro. They kind of scale him back and then scale him forward again. And we're not there yet because that's after the after this season.
Well, yeah, because he got old.
He aged.
No, it's not because he gets old. It's because he stops training. He doesn't develop Star Platinum. And that's why the potential... That's how potential works. Depending on how intelligent you are and your desire to train your stand, the potential is high. I think Dio's potential is high because he has desire and willpower to just sit there training the world. But Jotaro doesn't care. He had high potential during Stardust Crusaders because he wanted to beat Dio. After Stardust Crusaders, though, he starts getting interested in marine biology and studying dolphins.
Yeah, but at the
and
end,
having a bunch
series,
of sex with random women around the world and cheating on his wife.
No, Jotaro doesn't do that. That's Jonathan.
Jotaro did.
He
it too.
fucks one woman and then abandons her.
Yeah.
Jotaro's a classic.
I went out for a pack of
No,
cigarettes.
because his daughter gets stuck in jail.
Yeah.
And Jotaro's like, oh, well, you're in jail, aren't you? I'm real proud of you. And then she's like, well, you weren't ever fucking there. And he's like, yeah. My father wasn't there and I didn't end up in jail. And she's like,
Yeah,
but then
but
it's a joke because
kind of
no one is alive at the time to know that when Jotaro first shows up at the show, he's in jail.
Yeah.
That's why that's a good callback. But he's in jail because of his stand power, and he wanted to be there. And
Evil spirit, thank you very much.
yeah, the
Nice.
evil spirit that even though had a 3-meter range or a 5-meter range, couldn't manage to pull things through the wall that he shouldn't have gotten in his jail cell, but he still had in his jail cell because he didn't know what stands were when he was writing the beginning of the show.
Yeah, he didn't have. How do I balance range?
And then he developed it as time came on. He developed more and more. It was
It
so
got really cool, and then everyone's just like, "Yeah, we'll forget about that little stuff."
we'll ignore the dumber stuff because the other stuff is so consistently good.
No, even the dumb stuff's good. It's just dumb.
Yeah, it's like strength. It's probably the dumbest fight. And I'll give it if DNA's like whole thing was like that's fight
Oh
stupid,
my
but his
God,
thing was
yeah.
weird.
That was a weird one. He's like, the monkey.
I hate the monkey because he wants to rape the little girl. Well, yeah, it's a monkey.
The monkey. I think,
One
oh, I
sec.
talked
Monkey
to
don't
him,
care.
I talked to him a little later, and he was like, he actually turned around and told me, he's like, yeah, I realized how stupid my argument was. You know, he's like, I'll start watching it again. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
I
kind of dumb when you
understand.
think about it. Like the monkey wouldn't
It
care.
was.
If it was a human, sure, he's a creep. But again, they kill the monkey. They don't
Yeah,
say that's a
no.
good thing. They kill the fucking monkey.
Yeah, no, he
Do they?
He's telling me.
Yeah, they kill the monkey. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure.
was like, yeah.
I think almost all the animal stand users die. I think.
Pet Shop.
Do they kill Strength?
I don't think they did. We never see him
think
die
so.
on screen at least.
But doesn't like the ship eat him or something? Like
No,
some
the
weird
ship
thing.
is his stand. So,
Yeah, but doesn't like something happen? Adventure, strength, stuff, images. No, you know what? Strength might actually. They beat the shit out of him. I know they do. Fucking Death 13 is so fucking stupid of a stand. Jesus Christ, I can't believe they let that little kid live.
who?
Ugh.
Oh, Death.
Who can kill you in your dreams?
Ugh.
Yeah, the weakest of stands.
No, the strongest. What are you talking about?
It's a weak stand.
It's a weak stand, but it puts you in a world where you can't fight it.
Okay,
You
so
have to have your stand out as you go to sleep if you want to fight Death 13, but you wouldn't have your stand out when you're going to sleep because you don't remember Death 13.
The
the
reason why
most
Death 13 is
ridiculous
so strong
stand.
is because you don't remember it. You never know you fought it.
If that kid grew up, he would be unbeatable. It's ridiculous. And no one will believe you because you're saying, oh, I'm getting attacked in my sleep. And even if you're around a bunch of other stand users, they'll be like,
after the show, watch that. We'll be talking about this forever if we don't get off the Joe Duran. We can be talking about Polpo's lighter and all that shit. Part 5.
Part 5?
The chair man, the bed man.
Yeah, but that's have you been watching the new season?
Yeah, I started watching it. It's amazing. But
Oh yeah, well
fucking Black Sabbath
I'm waiting for
remake.
Shadow.
you might have to
recommend it,
rewatch it then because we're probably gonna do that
Yeah,
when that finishes.
because I know Shadow's gonna do it eventually. So
Yeah, I've been holding off because we said we were gonna do it here.
I watched the first 3 episodes, if that matters. So I saw it too.
Well, I mean,
I watched the first episode. What? 3 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he watched the first 3 episodes. Yep. Well, I mean, we said a while ago we were gonna do this eventually. We're just gonna wait till it stops, till the season stops, and then get on to it.
Because it might have 1 or 2 seasons. It could be like
we
Diamond is
don't
Unbreakable.
know if it's gonna be like a 12 or 20 or.
Yep, that's the fun thing about. I know that King Crimson's in it right now, but I don't know if it's just when King Crimson showed up, or when if it's.
King Crimson. I realized something.
He's the worst part of the whole season because his stand is so confusing that even when the dude was writing the stand, he forgot what he was writing as he was writing it. And that's why King Crimson's power is confusing. Also, some bad translations really didn't help, so I hope the new show clarifies things a lot.
Well, here's the thing with the new show, by the way. They had to censor a lot of the names.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah, as I was seeing.
All the rock band names they have.
Oh, yeah, especially in the second season. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like the second part, too. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Like when they're talking the Pillar Man, he's literally saying, they're like, what's the translation? The translation is something entirely different. But he's clearly saying ACDC when he's saying it, but the name is like something entirely different.
He gets
that
like
they write down.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
but even though in the Japanese dub, you clearly hear ACDC.
Yeah.
Because it was ACDC.
Yeah.
I think it's got a bit more.
ECDC, that's what they were saying. They said ECDC. That's what they said on most podcasts now.
Here's the thing about that. It loses a lot of meaning behind the thing because.
Well, if you listen to the sub, you still know what they are because they say the names in English. I think.
Yeah.
But Black Sabbath, like, he makes the writer makes so many references to it, and it's amazing. Like Popo bites his fingers off at the start, and like that's because at his last day at the factory, the lead singer of Black Sabbath got his bass guitars, got his fingers cut off, his middle and his index, and that's why he made rock because he had to make something he can play. And then Black Sabbath became a thing, and then rock became a thing, a much darker music, which led into the darker tones of Part 5. I know a little bit of Part 5. I read it, but it was very hard to read, so I stopped. But I know a lot of stuff about Part 5. Like, the end villain has I shouldn't spoil that.
Well, I've read the entirety of Part 5, so I know how it is. But it's just like, I've read or skimmed everything in JoJo, except for the new stuff with Gappy.
Gappy?
I'm not a big fan of Gappy. It's the new one with the sailor with 3 balls or 4 balls, and they make it a prominent point to show his testicles in multiple times, so characters can know and joke about his multiple balls.
Show your testicles in every fucking chance you got.
And then they throw fucking...
The amount of testosterone he has, he should be JoJo level. Like, JoJo part.
He's not, though. He's a lithe sailor boy.
Yeah, no, he should be bulky as JoJo.
Alright, so... Back to the Broly movie. Vegeta has to go God against the regular Saiyan.
They fuse.
Which I hate the transformations that they do. It's so dumb. They make it a point to, like, slowly work up through all the transformations that he's doing as they all flare. And it's ridiculous with Goku's case because he flares Ultra Instinct for a moment. Which is so... Ugh.
My thing is, it's like, yeah, we know what Gogeta... I can't say that. A lot of people actually super. It was like, what do we call ourselves? Gogeta? Vegito?
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, because anybody who knows it is like, yeah, I get it. Just do it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but again, it's like the characters don't know because it's their first time technically becoming it. You know, so they're saying like, yeah, the first time he ever became that was during.
Because not only is it canon, it's not even canon. Like, because even Dragon Ball GT isn't canon anymore, so it's not.
GT was
it's
never declared canon, actually.
No.
What?
GT was released. It wasn't declared canon.
Yeah. It was better than fucking most shit in Super. All the rest of everything, but
it still wasn't declared. It still wasn't declared canon. No, that's the thing.
It's because they wanted to continue running the show. They just didn't have funding and time. And then you have what you have with Super, where they just redo everything. Started out good with the movies, but then even Revival of F was shit in a lot of ways.
Well, I mean, Revival F wasn't that bad until Wiz started.
Revival F wasn't that bad.
Like,
Revival of F was pretty bad.
That ruined the movie. Like, that ruined it with the second Wiz was like, yeah, we're going to just reverse time. Like,
yeah, but even when they're fighting Frieza, they know, both Goku and Vegeta both know Frieza is weaker than them in his golden form. Yeah. They know he's weaker. They know that he rushed. There's never a real fight.
They've always liked to play with their food, though. So that was not really a surprise.
Yeah, but I'm not going to watch that fucking film. That's a boring fucking film.
But I'm just saying, that's always been a theme, though. They always play with their food. Literally, like when Goku first fought
but it's fucking stupid to have a film of that.
Like 7 episodes.
And that being the whole point. And when you already have a get-out-of-jail-free card in the beginning of it, like, the only time that would have mattered, that would have been interesting, is if they never did the Wiz thing and Earth blew up. That would have been good, and I would say it's a good film. But they weren't going to do that. Just like they refused to kill Roshi, even though it didn't fucking matter, because Wiz would have just brought him back to life.
It didn't matter, and it would have been better if he's dead.
Yeah. As someone who fucking loves Roshi.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, a beautiful...
Well, that's the thing. Like, you love Roshi, that's why you would say that, because you would love Roshi.
No, here's the thing. The best quote is, it's better to burn out rather than to fade into the night.
Fuck you, I want to be immortal. How dare you?
I don't know, Frieza literally says in this
Frieza's bullshit was like, oh no, it would be terrible if I lived for all of eternity. Fuck you.
He's like, yeah, eventually I'd end up in like a hell like that. He's like, I want to be able to die if I'm stuck in some shit like that.
Yeah.
Fucking refuse. No, because he could go to that hell and blow it up because it exists. And he knows it exists. Because Goku was there. He instant transmissioned in there. He knows how that shit works.
Frieza don't know instant transmission.
He knows how it works.
Places.
He knows how it works.
No, he knows how to.
He knows that he can transmit him instantaneously between places.
No, he knows how to fight it. He doesn't know how to actually do it though.
No, he doesn't know how to do it by no means, but he does know it exists.
Eating dead yard.
He didn't eat dead yard rats. They helped him.
They
taught him the technique.
It's a giant German rat.
What was that fucking bullshit recently? Was that Saiyan? No, was that actually Saiyan? Was that Saiyans who ate and they learned what they ate? What was that recently that we watched?
Space Marines.
Oh god, it was Space Marines. Yeah, Space Marines are so fucking stupid.
They're awesome.
Space Marines, when they go to a planet for the first time, they hunt and kill the local wildlife and they eat it. And the reason they do that is because they will, from eating the wildlife, learn from the wildlife's genetics how the planet works and what everything is on the planet. It's so fucking dumb. And therefore, when they eat the thing, they evolve as a hunter and can hunt things on that planet efficiently.
Only certain chapters have it, by the way.
It's so fucking stupid.
Only certain chapters have it.
So only the cream of the crop have it. Okay.
Yeah, Primaris have it.
No.
Yes.
Primaris removed all of those. Primaris removed the fucking acid spit gene.
Because it's useless.
No, it's not. Okay, that actually gives a reason to why some of them don't have helmets on. They can spit acid.
No, but doesn't the gland have to react and they have to purposely do it for a while?
Yeah,
they have to build it up. Like, you have to build up like when you get a really acidy buildup in your mouth, and it's like a thick mucus. It's like the same thing that they have.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They Stardust will only be called in to fight something. So right before they go, they're like, just get ready to spit at the first thing that they see. It's awesome.
It's so fucking stupid. And then when one of them gets stabbed and he starts dying, he gets this mucus cover over him and it's all filmy and mucusy. And the reason he's so filmy and mucusy is because he's protecting himself and going into stasis.
Yeah, the stasis
like a bug. It's so fucking stupid. Space Marines are...
They're awesome. Primaris are stupid.
How can they fit the organs?
We all agree Space Marines are the worst things ever. Exactly.
How dare you, heretic! Burn the heretic!
No, Space Marines suck. Orcs are amazing.
Space Marines are
Orcs,
cool.
I agree. I can't not agree to this.
Both things are cool in execution and stupid everywhere else.
Oh yeah, no.
Orcs are execution and cool everywhere else too.
No.
And then you have the Space Marines that turn to spiders.
No, they are spiders. Don't turn into
Space
I don't
Marine
want to know
spider-
of those existence. Please stop. Please
Those
stop
do
expanding
exist.
my knowledge. Please stop expanding my knowledge in this world.
Yeah,
Because it's not
apparently
fun.
Shadow's local GW guy loved him so much
He made an army.
Spider Marines.
The more you tell me about it, the worse this world becomes.
And they were
Okay.
seen
The
as
fact that he had
Valentine.
knowledge of it and was like,
I
yeah,
was
you need that stuff that
With the
GW
super
wants to
tail
forget.
of stupidly powerful space orcs who shoot lumps of metal that have no bullets in them. Okay. I was
That's
happy with those.
that was
guys.
when it was good. Those were the good innocent days where you had
No,
so
no,
much
you know what the
knowledge.
best thing is Reddit? I'll tell you this maybe later. Let's finish this Broly movie and get this over with. I'll tell you about that. Remind me to tell you about Orc Ironside, okay?
I think I'm good.
God, more Ironside.
Yeah.
I also
God,
dragged Super Saiyan 4 into this with fucking Broly's interim transformation. Oh wait, that was something different. Huh? There we go. Now, I was really annoying because they're also like, oh man, we have to have Super Saiyan 4 in this too. To give him more power. Because that's what we need. We can't just have him be the legendary Super Saiyan. We have to make him Super Saiyan 4.
No, he has to become
Yeah.
the stupid thing. He has to go through the powers that nobody else wanted. See? He gained all the power Goku and them gave up on. Everything they didn't care about, Broly gained all that strength that was thrown away.
Yeah.
You know? So he's the biggest pile of thing of brokenness. With the mind of like a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Like Tarzan.
I guess so. I mean, I don't like the Disney reference.
That's not a Disney reference. That's
Yeah,
old
Tarzan's
film.
Disney.
No,
Tarzan's Disney.
no, Tarzan's a film before that. I'm pretty well, like, okay, but actually, you know what?
Yeah,
Let me
but
look up
Disney
who owns
bought- I'm
Tarzan.
pretty sure
Right?
Disney
Yeah.
bought the rights.
Tarzan owns. I mean, Tarzan owns
I'm
Disney.
talking to
Disney owns Tarzan. But
talking
oh.
No.
Tarzan, the Ape Man, the 1932
Reddit, shut off your
film.
mic.
It's fine. Nobody's gonna listen to this anyways.
Okay.
Tarzan, the Ape Man,
Sad
1932.
But agree.
Directed Tarzan of the Apes, starring music, cinematography, production company Metro Golden Mayer.
Yeah, it might not have been initially gotten by them, but Disney owns the rights to it now.
Oh yeah, totally. But I'm saying, I'm saying this has been a very old film.
It's a Disney IP though. That's all I'm saying.
Well, nowadays, but
Yeah.
like,
It's like the Jungle Book. I ain't saying Disney created Tarzan. I'm saying Tarzan is a Disney product. The same thing with like.
So,
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta fuse. They become Super Saiyan.
nope, wait, not really fond of this animation change that happens.
Animation change.
Yeah, they go into a 3D interspliced
yeah,
into the.
I like the
It was
animation.
fine. I didn't have
I
it.
thought
wrong.
the animation during the fight. That whole fight was really.
They
good.
show it off way too much with Goku,
I thought it was.
and it
really
got.
I don't
way-
like the
way
when
too
they
much.
pass Broly off to what's her face? Fuck, it's a man, Frieza, because it.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah,
The
no, I
Goku
know,
brothers-
but it.
No, it was funny.
That was
While
one
they're
of
sitting
the
there
few things
practicing
I
the fusion,
enjoyed.
Frieza had to sit there and fight Broly for a goddamn hour.
Yeah. No, you know what the funniest thing was though that I didn't like was fucking. It looked like they just moved a JPEG of him up and put it in place.
That was one of the reasons I didn't like that animation change.
No, that's the only one I had a
Some
problem
of the
with.
scenes looked really bad because of it. Like the initial Goku when he's warming up the scene looked decent, but that's because they took a lot of time into it. And that's the problem with that animation style is you have to really fucking work for it. And most of the time during the quick fights, a big trend in Dragon Ball is to not work during the fights because it's going so fast, so you don't work during the fights.
They tried to
And
fix
they
that
decided
with
they wanted to do
Broly punching Frieza in the face.
They tried to fix that with having to animate for fucking probably 6 weeks of Broly first-person punching Goku through a rock, which was way too much work for way too little effect.
I thought it was cool seeing him slowly beat him through the boulder, because it's always just like one hit and they fly through it. It was really cool to see that. I actually liked that scene. Alright, that part of the fight when he was hitting him and like, bah, bah, every hit he's slowly moving through the rock and goes flying out the other end. I like that a lot better than him just shooting through it.
With little to no reason, this character is able to come in and fight on par with Goku at this stupid a degree. As Goku is evolving, he flashes between Broly's power and Ultra Instinct before going blue. So fucking dumb. I don't know why they spend so much fucking time animating that, but it's dumb. Like, they even said he's probably not going to be able to go UI again, so they show UI and they show Goku flashing Broly even though he's going blue. And blue is an instantaneous transformation to both Goku and Vegeta. But hey!
Yeah, it's a hint of maybe he'll be able to go Ultra Instinct again at one point. Maybe
yeah, but he also goes Broly's power. He goes that fucking energy that Broly has.
Yeah, I think that was
for
just
a brief
color.
moment.
I think that was just a color error right there, actually. I think that was more of a color error than anything else. Yeah, I noticed that because he like flashed that green energy for a split second.
One of the other scenes I liked where Frieza kills Paragus and goes, "Hey,
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, a stray blast parrot killed your father, Broly."
I liked it because Frieza's like thinking like, so
he's totally acting it up and cheesing it. It's great.
And then Frieza like has that flashback. He's like, "Wait, when I killed that one dude, he became a Super Saiyan." So
like, I need this to get strong. I need him to get stronger right now. Oh, Broly, look what's happened!
He got
the stray blast killed your father.
That actually was awesome. I like that.
That was one of the few moments that actually made me happy.
I like that. Like I did the flashback before, it all tied together really nice.
Yeah. The flashback really good.
Making this look flashy, and the fight started to hardly register to me. And in my theater, since I've watched this twice, it also did not register. A common audience did not like that fight scene. Because they had no fucking clue what was happening. I could tell that from a mile away, because half the theater was fucking lit up. Like, literally, the lights weren't dimmed or anything, but it looked like the lights were just, like, barely on. You know, when everyone's coming in and getting seated? It was like that. Luckily, it was a fancy one, so I already had a steak. I was eating potatoes up top, so.
Looks like everyone else other than that one's 8.2 and 83.
If you're looking at Rotten Tomatoes, don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I'm looking at IMBD or D.
Don't trust them either.
Metric.
You can't trust any of the comment sites. They're all owned. Rotten Tomatoes made a huge point recently on how they're so owned and pocketed.
That was a great one. Yeah, they shut down the ability for user comments. And now they're calling them, and they're sitting there calling them user reviews because it's like people were making comments about the movie. It's like, but those weren't reviews.
They weren't. They were.
No.
There was people's interest in seeing the film, and people clearly were not interested in seeing the film.
IGN.
Well, it's like.
And then of course, because it was a differing opinion, they're trolls.
No, it was because Rotten Tomato had a thing where they had it. It's in the past where they would have a button saying, "Do you want to see this movie?" And Captain Marvel was sitting at like almost 8%. Then Blair Larson hit and started making all her anti-Semitic, SJW comments and literally kicking fans out of events because she said there's too many white privileged males there. That was the best one, where she literally kicked people out of an event just because they were a white man, and then sitting there trying to say she's not.
So if you're gonna be like that, no one's gonna see your fucking film.
Yeah, and why do you think? It's like, look, it's like, this is my thing, right? Don't make SJW statement in these, because you know what? We all seen what happened to the Ghostbusters 2016. All right, there's a reason why they're not getting another one.
Yeah, the reboot's happening with the older cast.
Yeah,
they're doing it all
again. Just let it die. It wasn't. One part was it because it was SJW. Second part was just let that series fucking die.
Well, no.
It's a ghost of what it used to be. Pun intended.
You know what? When you think the only way to tell a joke in the movie is to make a queef joke, they don't know how to tell a joke. And that was like most of the jokes in that movie.
Yeah, the trailers were just so poorly framed too, and like everything was bad about it, and people could tell like, yeah, this probably isn't going to be good.
If you want someone to see a movie, just make a good movie. It's a crazy idea, I know, but
it's what a lot of people have been saying recently of like, oh yeah, white guys don't like white guys, or men don't like movies, and that's why we're trolls. Yeah, I remember people getting all up in arms about Wonder Woman. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
People weren't totally singing its praises across the board the entire time, and then only after the film came out, they're like, "Yeah, Ares kind of sucked. The main villain was shit. Everything else was good, but the villain was so shit.
He should have just been a faceless, black spirit.
I remember showing that to Poison easily because we were playing Smite at the time, and I'm like, "Hey, Poison, do you know how Ares looks in Wonder Woman?" And he's like, "What?" And I show him, and he's got like this stupid mustache. He's like, "No."
Not Ares.
It's under the helmet too, where he's got that dumb mustache pointing out. It's like
he should have just been a faceless black mist and red eyes.
Yeah.
And armor.
Yep, but they didn't do it. They decided to make him a British man, a British old chap.
No, he was German because he wanted to release the nukes.
But he's a German old chap.
He's a German. I will nuke all of the Jews.
It was. Oof.
With a virus bomb.
Would do if he had nuclear weapon.
By the way, you really need to watch the Emperor has Texas speech. It just got its most recent episode, and it was funny. Shadow.
What?
Oh, you read it. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll actually just get a listen to it.
Fight started to hardly register to me at all. I was just completely. It's like, all right, stuff is happening now.
The only
no
other
skill of anything. It's just completely out of proportion. Goku and Vegeta team up briefly. It looks like Broly has yellow hair. He's not, so it's weird because like sometimes when he's out of his aura, he has green hair, but when he's in the aura, it's yellow. Feels like people weren't coordinating properly on what colors things were when they were fucking making it. I liked when they tricked Broly into going after Frieza. Poison didn't. I thought that was kind of funny.
No, the JPEG. I was fine with the action. It was funny. Like, here you go. But just looked like he just...
Well, the animation in another place. Have to save money somehow. Slide that JPEG up. Frieza was fighting Broly for an hour while Goku and Vegeta did the fusion song and dance routine.
Yeah, because they fell twice.
It's so...
Which again...
I was so happy when Janemba and they just fused.
I wouldn't have minded it, like, if it literally didn't only show Frieza getting beat up. It's like, because you know what? He wasn't getting beat that bad for an hour. He had to have gotten a few shots in. You know what I mean? Like... If
you actually saw the fight and it was just like, this is happening. But they decided not to and just show Frieza getting pummeled into the wall.
10-second cuts of Frieza getting beat up because I guess that's what people want to see. Like...
All this time for Gogeta, bleh. Broly started going after Wiz, which is another moment I kind of liked. Wiz like, oh, almost hit me. Oh, that was a close one. Just taunting Broly, getting him pissed off so he can fight Gogeta, and then he steps in. Alright, and then the part where the fucking film, like, completely just fucking lost me was when they fight so hard that they break time and space.
That was a weird thing, yeah.
That fucking killed it for me. That just dropped it a whole 2 points. I was done when that was...
That killed it. I think that was
Two beams clash and they break time and space and they just fucking...
Okay, time and space is very easy to break in this universe.
Yeah, if that's the case...
I freeze time. I'm strong enough to move in time.
You can move in frozen time, yeah.
It's fucking... This universe makes no sense if you look at it through that lens.
All honesty, yeah, I grew up...
Hey, that's another super thing, though. Say hi to Hit.
Hey, Hit. How you doing?
Oh, this is a super
Say hi to Hit. It wasn't even Hit who started that trend.
Hit. Stop changing your stance in front of me. Talk to me. Hit. Stop it.
Stop moving your hands.
Stop trying to look cooler.
Hit. Stop saying adaption and getting twice as strong. Hit, please. Hit. Stop saying adaption. No.
Let's
Stop.
just play some video games, Hit. Don't break my controller again.
That would be hilarious. You're playing Fires, he's playing Hit. And you're just like, bah! And your controller just like stops. You're like, what?
Hit, you asshole.
The controller broke.
Just to stop time, he turns off my controller. He's just the scummiest video game player ever.
He unplugs it. He's not even hiding it. He just unplugs the controller. Takes out the battery pack.
He's just like a little mini EMP. He just throws slides at you and it shuts off your controller. I'm beating you with the power of science, you fucking cheating bastard.
No, he just starts petty, like turning off controller, like moving your foot slightly to annoy you.
Moving the joysticks.
Yeah, and then you start winning.
Bumping into you and tapping your joysticks like fucking dirty forever. It's a fucking goddamn Call of Duty player. How dare he?
But okay, so time bends, and then she gets the fucking Dragon Ball. She's like, "Save Broly!"
Yeah,
then,
which is dumb because Goku refused the Dragon's wish after Frieza. So how come Broly, who could have infinitely stronger than Dragon, how did the Dragon have any power or influence over Goku? That was a huge fucking arc point back in Z, and they're like, "Nah."
I mean. It kind of overwrote that in Z itself when they turned around and go.
Yeah,
like,
you can make something about
there.
like
So it didn't really
Goku
matter.
When did they override it in
against
Z?
the
'Cause I
Dragon's
don't remember
wish
about
and
it.
deny
In
it.
Z with the Frieza shit, like when he wanted to come back, when he went to yard it, and Gohan wished him back, and he's like, "I'm not coming back."
Yeah. So how come Broly was able to?
No, and you can make something like Goku's used to the dragon's wishes, so he knows and he can actually talk. And
No, it's straight up just strength. The Dragon can't affect anything stronger than him. He can't do anything that's out of his power. He says it multiple times.
you can technically make the thing where
He can bring Goku back to life because all he has to do is flip a switch. It's like a 1 or a 0. But he can't give Goku back to full power anymore because he's too strong.
He didn't reset Broly power. He just moved Broly.
Yeah, but again, Goku was able to refuse the wish.
Teleported. You know,
Goku was able to refuse the wish, though.
Yeah, Dragon could have been in an exhausted state because it wasn't the first wish. That was like the 5th wish on the Dragon.
No, but that was a wish. You can't.
Yeah, it was like
there's not fucking
wish.
There was no energy of the Dragon at that point.
Maybe Broly was too weak.
He straight up said,
theorize all day.
I can't do it. He doesn't want me to.
Eating a dead dog.
Yeah. You can pull like they and if you ask someone who like they could just probably pull it out of the ass somehow.
What?
So they could like if you ask like the developers, they could probably pull it out of their ass somehow.
You'll get an S-Cells reason.
Yeah. Kirito
and again,
slaps you with his.
I would again say it's just as stupid as this, if not worse.
There's no reason.
There's no reason to retread stuff that you've already treaded ground on and just rewrite it infinitely. Just there's no
That's
point.
history. That's like all of our shit nowadays.
That is
like,
a good point.
we've been repeating stuff for eons.
Yeah, and just
That
as
is
I always
literally
have, I call that
all of
stupid
media.
and bullshit.
That is all of media, in all honesty.
Everything is repeat. There isn't anything original nowadays.
Yes, but
originality is dead.
System. You have a controlled system in your own little world. You can do what you want in it. Why choose to retread your ground and consistently rewrite your old stuff? If not make a new thing or a different universe where the Dragon can do that. But no, we're still in the same universe. So the Dragon shouldn't be able to do that, but it just does. And it also transmits him a really fucking far distance away.
Well,
Equally far away that Goku was,
really can't
almost.
assume the distance. And Goku
Yeah,
No,
also,
because
you
it took him
can't
a while.
assume the distance a dragon could TP someone.
No, because one of the reasons that certain people gave to why the Dragon couldn't is because Goku was far away and was strong. So if he was far away and strong, You couldn't transmit Broly because he would have been far away and strong.
Well, we don't know how far away that.
So it's the same thing. Well, it doesn't fucking matter. You're far enough because it's the middle of nowhere, Vampa.
That might not be that far away. That could be
So she teleports him and then goes and finds his planet, and then Goku translates over there.
Transmits over there and gets the thing, but
and then talks to Broly, and they have a bro fist, and then they...
No, then they have one of the stupidest fucking scenes in ever, where he gets it. Where I get it, it's jokes and all, but fucking Goku tells Broly to call him Kakarot. It's the dumbest fucking...
I like that joke.
Kakarot!
He's never once told anybody.
I like that one.
It was so fucking... It made no fucking sense.
I like that.
Reference here. I love it.
It was so fucking stupid. It made literally no sense. Kakarot never tells anybody to tell him that, to call him that. Vegeta does it because he's rock-headed, and every now and again still calls him Goku.
He could also... That could just be the super writers just forgot that he called him Kakarot.
They told everyone to...
Yeah, he could say like he wants to all say it's to call him Kakarot, and yeah. It's a reference, and it was hilarious. Not hilarious, but funny. I found it funny.
It was a good reference.
Yeah, I totally didn't want to bash my head into a chair and then later my desk.
Well, you don't like reference humor.
It's fucking hilarious. I was rolling over laughing.
I mean, it was for me and Poison.
Yeah.
It wasn't for you.
Humor is very perspective.
It's very subjective to perspective. Yep.
Some people find humor funny.
You didn't find it funny. Your movie theaters probably didn't have it funny. But hey, I don't care about.
No, the movie theater didn't understand it because they were the first time watching it and they had no fucking clue what that was. And even super people don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, super people
because
don't know
it doesn't make
a lot
sense
of casual
to them.
people came
so
over
it's a
that.
dumb joke to have in a movie.
It's a
that if one of the
joke.
big things about it is, hey, if you watch Super, that's a really fucking dumb joke to have.
Yeah,
because they won't get it.
And most people don't get the actual joke and be like, oh, he just wants to call it Kakarot. Most people won't look into as deep as we are. Because
it's not
we
deep,
are...
It's surface level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know what a surface level person does? He goes, hey, okay, he just wants to call him Kakarot. Next scene. That's all they do, Shadow. If you're going on that surface level argument, that's all they'll do. That they're like, oh, he wants to call him Kakarot. Okay. Okay.
That's a little weird, but okay. That's it.
Yeah, and for us, it's like, oh, it's a reference.
Yeah.
And you don't like reference humor. But different strokes for different folks.
Your sense of humor.
Sure amount of times
that joke wasn't written for you. Very obvious. There are lots of jokes that aren't written for me, and jokes that aren't written for Poison. Basically, everything is now a reference or a meme.
Please stop bringing this up every time I say I don't like something that's reference humor.
Yeah.
I mean,
you always say the same thing.
Well, then please stop saying you don't like this because it's reference humor.
Because I have to, because it's a
then we have to defend reference humor. So if you don't...
And I say it's bad, and then you say it's good, and then we move on.
No,
Shadow, if you don't want to drive down this road, don't turn us in down the street.
Same goes to you.
Yeah, you're the one driving the fucking car.
You were driving the car earlier. Well, y'all were.
You're the one who even talked about this reference joke. So no, you
yes,
were at
because
the
I think it's a negative to the show.
You
the whole movie.
You didn't like the joke.
Yeah, so you can't say.
And then you guys said you liked it, and then we move on.
No,
you don't need to do this every time.
Then you need to defend your point. It's like, no, it actually detracted from the movie for everyone.
Yes, because
and then you're like,
big point about this film, at least the big point that Reddit was going to say, a big point that Reddit was saying the whole time was like, hey, if you just watch Super, that's why this joke is dumb. I bring it into that context, like that's why this joke is dumb, because if you did just watch Super, he doesn't do that.
Joke wasn't about the super fans.
Chad, you can't say
the old school fans.
You can't say I just had to defend my point about it being bad and ruining it for everyone.
No, I was bringing it up in context of what we said here already. Though.
Yeah, and then what I said was like literally, yeah, that joke isn't for people who watch Super. That joke is for people who watch Z.
But nothing else is. What else in this show? What else in this movie is about people who like the old ones?
Z is Broly.
No.
A lot of people watch this purely because it has Broly in it. That's one of the major things people watch this movie for, was Broly in Super. And
Yeah,
people who watched it...
And they just rewrote old ground that they didn't need to rewrite. The same problem that Super's always had. Just like they rewrote rewrote most of the Z stuff. It's a big issue. It's what I've always said has been an issue with Super. And that's why it didn't appeal and it didn't appear, and that's why I was shit talking the entire time before.
Yeah, and we should talk Super when it deserves it, but like Anthem, it's actually a decent shooter. And when people say it's not a decent shooter, we say, you're wrong. Yeah,
no, I think Andromeda was better than Anthem. It was a more entertaining gameplay.
Nowhere near the gameplay perspective.
Oh, no.
You haven't played it. You can't say that about a game you haven't played.
I saw 2 hours of it.
And Reddit, I don't agree with that for one reason. I can tell a bullet to the head hurts, but I've never had a shotgun to the face. So I agree with that.
No, but I look at the game mechanics of Anthem. I look at the game mechanics of Anthem. I've looked at everything. I've looked at the charts. I've looked at the drop rates. I can tell from a mile away it's a boring game.
When a game feels good, a game feels good. You can't see if a game feels good. You can see if a game looks good.
Oh, no, I strongly disagree. Any character action game looks like it feels good. DMC 1 looks like it feels good. DMC 2 looks like it feels really bad. DMC 3 gets better, and then 4 looks good again.
Have you played DMC 1?
And then DMC 5 looks really good and plays really good.
DMC 1 plays like shit. You have not played that game.
It played fine. It got ruined in 2.
Fine.
Because you could do cancels out of your moves, which was cool.
2 was really bad. 2 was bad, yeah. 1 was also bad. 1 was good for it.
No, 1 you could do cancels out of your moves, and there was bugs that made it more fun, that were easy to find. Like if you dodge with a shotty, you could infinite fire your shotty.
Bad nowadays.
Yeah, it's not like Dark Souls, which persists in being a great game.
Yeah, because Demon Souls was the best mechanics.
Literally progressed to have shitty gameplay, yes.
Dark Souls is the best game ever. Nothing will change on that.
It might be better if they didn't have their game centered around being online and then not test out of house.
Yeah, so I think it isn't centered about being online. I play most of my games just like offline most of the time on Dark Souls, and I still have the same great experience. Dark Souls is such a good game.
I'm not a big fan of dive bombing bosses.
Game with difficulty. They don't improve the game with great difficulty. They just increase numbers, and that's why I hate difficulty.
Oh no, that's in the what's it called? The extra game, New Game Plus. I hate New Game Plus for that reason. But the regular game does focus less on numbers, because you could beat the game with 1 damage.
Well, not getting to New Game Plus 9 like I did on a pure sorcerer.
That becomes irrelevant after like your second playthrough.
No, it still scales their HP and damage.
Yeah, just not extreme.
But I'm just saying, like.
And I had more fun just playing other classes before I went and just dived into New Game Plus 9.
Mage at that point, I'm saying it kind of didn't matter at that point, as if you became a pure mage or you converted into a mage.
Oh.
Like that. First starter mage was only really for your first playthrough.
But yeah, no, Anthem has some good points, and I will defend Anthem's good points, but bad points shall always be bad. But even in Super,
aspects of the game, I think again the gameplay feels good.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't see good feeling gameplay. You can guess. But again, that's me. You know, I look at a game.
Well, here's the thing: you can't make a judgment on if it feels good. You can make a judgment if it feels bad. I know it's hard to explain, but it is like you can see if a game looks like it doesn't have a good feeling, but you can't see if it has a good feeling.
The fact that I know that the abilities become literally useless once you get past a certain point, where your abilities are inconsequential to guns. I know how the stats rolls work on guns.
the abilities do way
And all
more
the best
damage
guns
than
in the
guns.
game are entirely worthless. I know that the best way to
abilities do
grind
way more
is to
damage
grind
than the guns,
tyrant
though.
mine.
You're already wrong.
And tyrant mining working for 7.
Yeah.
No,
You see,
the stats
that
on the
can
guns are
be
completely randomized.
That
You can
can
have a
be
shot. You
fixed.
can have a flamethrower
That's
that
a
gives you physical
stipulation.
damage, and it will only affect the flamethrower. Any game that does that is flawed conceptually.
Yeah, but those are just stats. Those things can be changed. Those can be
That's
fixed.
awful.
You're making it sound like that's an unfixable issue, like it's game crippling. That's
But
not
why would I
crippling.
play
That's
the
fixable.
game? It's not, if I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna grind Tyrant Mine or whatever the fuck it's called for 70 hours, because that's the most efficient way, and they only have a couple of
No, that's one
spoon-fed
thing that
dungeons.
me and Reddit both agree on is that's a bad
That's
thing.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
the end game
awful.
is
I
not
don't want to
great
touch
now,
that game.
but
That's
no
cancerous.
shooter has a good end game at its first release. None of them have.
Borderlands.
None.
Which Borderlands?
I don't disagree. I disagree.
Borderlands
Two.
1, I
I
disagree.
completely
Borderlands 2
disagree. I still
was
disagree.
surface
I
level good. You had the end boss of the dog,
Yeah, but you didn't have to grind that much to get any reward.
and also
You just got
Borderlands
it.
2.
And also the loot is something interesting. The guns in Borderlands are interesting. You can look through every single gun in Anthem, and most of them are fucking boring.
I have had
They're
a great time.
snooze
I flamed for a
fests.
minigun.
90% of them are fucking recolors, for Christ's sakes. Like, and they don't have any diversity.
One
Someone
Pump
the
has
Daddy.
armor-
a lot of
shit.
YouTube videos.
One
Let's get
Pump
on to the
Daddy.
end of the Brawley movie.
Yeah, then we
We were
talk about
there.
Anthem.
Yeah, we
But yeah,
were
no.
there. Still gotta finish up.
No,
Super
Kakarot gives
has
us
some
stupid
good
things.
points, is what I'm saying, and I will defend its good points.
And I've always said I call this shit with that shit when I see shit. And I say when it's good. Just like I've said, I thought that fucking Frieza thing was funny when they draw aggro him on Frieza. And I thought it was funny earlier. What was it? When Frieza kills Paragus, because that's in character to Frieza. But I think much of the other shit that Frieza does is completely stupid. It's
Yeah.
like I think all the other super shit that he does in Super is stupid and out of character, and he has no thought put into it, and it's just to progress the plot. It's dumb, and how things just happen is dumb. I'm gonna always call it like that.
Yeah, but even when you call it the good points, it's not solely good for you. You're just like, I think you said, this is funny. It's the only funny thing that happened, though.
Yeah, there was 2 funny moments. It was one of the 2 one of the few scenes.
Yeah, but
If
I'm
I-
saying you still, even though it's a good point, you're still looking at it negatively.
Yeah, because it's 90% negative. Why would I look at it positively?
Yeah, because you look at the positive things positively.
I can cap that 1 minute that I liked from the film, and I could watch that again. But in an hour, and how long is this fucking film? It's like an hour and something minute. It's well over an hour. It's almost 2 hours. It's like an hour 40 or something. Hour 46 or something. Maybe 56 or 53. It's a long-ass fucking film. And
It's
it
an hour,
goes way
40
too
minutes.
long.
45 minutes.
Yeah. It goes way too fucking long. And I'm not going to watch the film again for those moments. When barely any of it I like.
Okay, so
I'm going to call it shit. It's going to be framed negatively. I don't get what the point of that was.
it is, even though this is a good point, you're still framing it negatively. For example, how I said it was a funny scene. And I liked it. It was
I
a good
said it was
reference.
good!
Yeah, and then you ended it with, but it was the only funny moment in the movie.
No, there was 2.
Well, it was
But
like
it was one of
it
the
was
few.
one of the only few. It's like you don't even have that part. It's just it was a good scene. Just say it's a good scene.
I did.
Even though what you're saying is that you're letting the whole other movie drag.
But I
that
did
scene
say it
down.
was a good scene. Did I not say it was a good scene? I don't
Yeah,
care
but
about the
Paul,
ending
don't put a
edition.
negative
It
comment
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
It's
Still
just
forward
phrasing.
negative comment. That's the thing. Like,
Who cares?
It's like getting a present for Christmas and be like, I didn't want these shoes. Thank you. I didn't want these shoes though. It's kind of like that.
I didn't want the shoes. I have 1 pair of shoes and they work fine. Don't give me an unnecessary pair of shoes I'm going to return. Just give me the cash. I can use the cash. I might only get store credit from the store. That's a problem. Because if it's a shoe store, I don't want a fucking shoe store's to credit. That's going to sit for years and I'm going to forget it. That's a huge issue.
Just
Have you never had that problem where you return something and it's terrible?
I actually never returned a gift.
Especially after Christmas. Returns after Christmas fucking suck. Because you're stuck there for hours and the dude is overworked and he doesn't want to do it. And he's not willing to give you any cash. It's awful.
I don't have those problems.
That's how you kind of know you're got some problems when you're sitting there returning your Christmas gifts in bulk.
No, when you're returning shoes from Foot Locker.
Where it's a returning issue. It's a recurring issue.
No, it only happened once. And it was literally fucking shoes from Foot Locker. And they weren't my fucking size. Everything was wrong about it. They weren't my color type and they didn't fit me. I wanted to return them and the dude wouldn't give me fucking credit. He would only give me credit, I mean. He wouldn't give me cash. Fucking Mall Foot Locker or some shit. Was it Shoe Locker or Foot Locker? Foot Locker. I think it's Foot Locker. The one with the fucking ref blowing a whistle.
Yeah, I think that's Foot Locker. Has all the basketball players.
It was awful. Hated it so much. And he's sitting there. And he's not having it. And I'm just like, just give me cash. I don't want to shop here. Well, we're sorry. Our policy doesn't let us. Bullshit. I saw you give the lady cash. Let me go.
Yeah, but that was a gift receipt. That's a different return policy.
It wasn't. It was shoes.
The product doesn't matter. It's when it comes to
I had a receipt. Do you think I turned something in without a receipt? No, I had a receipt.
They got a gift receipt. That's why.
I had everything. It turned it in, and they wouldn't let it.
Exactly. You're gonna get credit.
She had the same shit. She had the similar problem. I don't know if it was the exact one. And this is like fucking 7 to 8 years ago.
Slightly different, and that's why she got cash. And she was able to get cash, and you weren't able to because of that slight difference.
Why is this an issue now?
Because Christmas is a time of giving.
Because stores have very particular return policies on what you can get cash for. And
take the goddamn shoes.
Could be very specific on
the shoes that didn't fit.
Maybe they bought the shoes specifically early. Maybe they bought the shoes a month before. You won't be able to get cash back at that point.
You wear 2 pairs of socks, mister. Okay. I had to do that for years.
No, they were too small.
You have no right to not wear 2 pairs of socks.
They were too small.
You fit your shoes in there. You put your tiny feet in there. I had to do that for years too.
Your shoe out, man. That's all.
I had either shoes too big or too small.
The shoes were too small.
Yeah, your pinky toe will hurt. Who cares?
No, like I literally couldn't fit my foot in.
No, you fucking stretched that shit.
You didn't try hard enough. That's all that is.
Okay.
You put some lube on the feet.
All right, sure.
Exactly.
Lube them up.
Sure.
Exactly. You get that Vaseline, man.
I used to go on gravel floors, and if my brother's shoes were on there, I used to just slip my toes in and just run on them on my tippy toes. You get what I'm saying, Reddit? Where you just slide it into the top, and then you rest your heels on the heel, and then you flatten the shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the end scene.
Already talked about it.
Yep. Ratings. I guess I'll start. First Broly movie, classic. I'll give that a 6 out of 10. Not 6, 7. Second Broly movie, I loved Broly in that. Nice statistic. MMA. Fucking double ladder on people in the face hole. Good. Another 7. Super Broly, liked it. Wasn't horrible. Wasn't great, but wasn't horrible. So 6. Right?
Okay. Me? I thought the first Broly movie actually sucked. I was extremely disappointed with it. It was a lot worse than I remembered. I give it a 5. I didn't like Broly in that movie, actually. I thought he was a horribly designed character, personality-wise. Even his fighting style was kind of just done in a shittier way than the second movie. Second movie, Broly was a way better character. Way more interesting, way more menacing and terrifying. Fit what he was supposed to be a lot better.
Narcissistic,
there you go. Fit what he was supposed to be a lot better than he did in the first movie. So, I'll give it a 6 there. Purely because of just the way he acted and presented himself was just a lot better. Yep. Still didn't think the movie was good. The Super movie, I actually really did like. I thought the backstory was a little too Kakarot-ish, kind of making, Broly childish and stupid. It was a little Kakarot-ish, but I wasn't too bad.
What do you, I didn't think you didn't tell me. What do you like, the old design or the new design of pre-evolution Broly?
I liked the second Broly movie. Second movie Broly the best. First movie I didn't like I don't like his transformed state actually. I liked him in his untransformed state. After watching the second, he just looks so much better in that form.
I don't like his untransformed in the first. The second, like in that floating scene.
The second movie, like the way he was just presented and the way he looked was so much better than every other movie. That was the best.
But the buff Broly is a classic though.
It is a classic, but just because
it's classic, you can't touch it. It's classic.
It's classic, yes, but it's not.
I was gonna defend it by saying some other stuff is classic, but prostitution is like the oldest profession, and that could be considered a classic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll concede. I concede that point.
Okay, that's good. I was very, very disappointed with the first movie. Actually, I'm just shocked how disappointed I actually was with it. I had way higher expectations.
I took it for the dumb fun it was.
Oh no, it's like they didn't play on the stupid part though. Again, the Team 4-Star made it so much better because they played on the stupidity of it.
Okay, that's like comparing SAO to SAO abridged.
Well, I'm just saying though, because I watched the movie from them a few times, so that's the image I had.
Don't kick the dead horse while it's down.
You know what I mean? Like, and then that kind of ended up really hurting the movie for me. It was because again, it's just the movie was just not nearly as good as I remembered because that was ended up being a very impressionable part of the movie.
Yeah.
So it just ended up really fucking hurting the movie for me. So overall, when I watched the movie, I was extremely disappointed because I was like, "Wow, this is such a shitty movie."
You really should have said that when we were talking about the first film.
Well, we kind of
brought
blazed
up some of
past
these points. You didn't really say any of this when you were.
No, I didn't. I mean, does it really matter if I bring it up then or now? Like, I'm explaining why I gave it a low rating.
Would have been nice at the time.
I mean, if you want to make a counterpoint to my statement, you're more than welcome to. That was still part of why I looked at it negative. That took a lot of it away from me. So, and the second movie was I just loved Broly so much more, and that fucking wasn't close. But anyways, it's like, so yeah, I thought the Super one was good. I give that a 7. Again, I didn't mind the backstory. I mean, they spent a little bit of time, too much time going over the history. I felt like they could have probably cut 10 minutes out of that. Helped a lot. But, hey. So, yeah. A 5, 6, and a 7.
Nice little counting you got there.
Mm-hmm.
You got a gold star this week, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, man.
7, 7, and 4. The new movie, I thought it was going to come and give it a 7 because of just the animation quality and stuff that it has, but they went with something new and different, and they tried to flash and wow. And even casual audiences that I was in the theater with hated it and weren't interested, and most of them were on their phones. Very few people weren't. Very few people actually enjoyed this new film, so to me, if it failed with general audiences, and it failed with someone who liked the show, I can't. And plus, when had the moment where they broke fucking space-time, just completely just blew it over. The point where the fighting got so flashy to a ludicrous degree, and I was just done. It kicked it down too much.
Yeah.
So, 4. It's garbage. It deserves to burn with most of the rest of Super, sadly. I was hoping it was going to continue the trends of the movies being shockingly good, but
movie should be the one burning, but sure. I would say that for the first one, actually. That was such a bland fucking movie. It was surprising.
Yeah. Team 4-Star really just showed how much they could have taken that.
Oh, yeah.
No,
they really
the Team 4-Star did is they took 10 years of development after the character was out, done by the games and other forms of media, and they crammed it in, specifically the games, because Lanny really likes the video games, and he's one of the main writers.
Into the concept of the joke of what the character is. They didn't really dig into any of the game lore.
No, the lines that he says are from the games and shit, and the other forms of media. They took the lines from that, and that's when immediately followed by Vegeta going, "He's so cool," But he's so stupid in the distance. That's taken from the media of Dragon Ball. That exists. And that's what they took to make Broly's character in that. Because they took it all and they combined into the one. Because they didn't want to do any of the other movies. They specifically said they don't want to ever touch Broly again. And then that's what they were doing. So they did everything and they did it as good as they could. The Broly was originally made as a quick movie to make some money off of Dragon Ball. And it turned out to be beloved. And then time developed, and the character developed more because it was profitable.
Profit sells.
And it's developed to so much profits that even into this day and age, we have it continuing. And they're just continuously dragging shit through the mud, where even where Bio Broly was a complete fucking drag through the mud, where it was completely pointless and unnecessary, they continued to do it. Same thing here. This is the extension of Bio Broly to me now. Where it's just too much. Too much fucking done. So, that's the end of the ratings.
Okay. Next will be Ruby Season 6.
You're sure about that? You don't want to cancel it because Vic?
Yeah, I just won't support them.